Hey.
I made sure to say the articles I wanted to read about on my phone. Got that down. Yes.
I should probably do that.
Yes. That's what I was like. Because I was.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got
you
my
wrote.
notebook.
See. That's what I should have did. But I was like,
All
no,
my
I'm just
little
gonna say
tabs.
because I got a lot of stuff I wanted to read too. I'm hoping. I'm hoping I can get good dialogue. Uh, for R. Kelly cancel culture. We're gonna talk about that.
God
We're gonna talk
dang.
about the whole cancel culture stuff.
Okay.
Anytime anybody ever talks about R. Kelly, like I get that snippet from his song coming out of the closet like just stuck in my head and it just
Really.
loops like nonstop. I wish I
The
could play that
whole
all of a sudden.
the whole skit just going through my head the
Gross.
whole time.
That whole thing was so good. Like then everything went bad and it's like, so were you trying to tell us something the whole time while you were making this? Like
Right? It
you
was
Well,
are
8
coming
hours
out of the
long.
closet, but for
his
something
mind was saying
real
no,
bad.
but his body.
But his body.
Oh god, that was such good times.
Uh, anybody read about the MCU Spider-Man? Uh,
Bless you, child.
finally, I've been waiting for that
Bless you.
sneeze. Oh God,
Don't you
that
stare at
feels good.
lights? Have you heard that? Stare
Huh?
at a bright light when you can't sneeze, and it'll make you sneeze. Like if it's like sitting right there, I do it all the
You trying to
time.
get me hit by traffic?
What? I mean,
Oh
Mm.
you don't
Lord.
do it like when you're in
not
traffic.
it's like not wait a minute. That's not when you, wait a minute.
Hmm. The MCU Spider-Man. We're gonna talk about that. We're
Mm-mm,
gonna
I
talk
hear
about. I found a show called Walker.
Walker, like
Walker.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yes.
Nice.
Let's see.
Good old Chuck.
Oh goodness.
Sorry, I'm putting all my stuff on my phones. That way I don't have to. Because I try to put this half screen right here, but I'm not currently seeing all of Angie and it's freaking me out. So I'm
Oh,
just put it
that's
full
fine.
screen.
He's saying it's bothering me. I don't like
Anybody hear any
it.
echo or feedback?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I've been on it today. Oh yes, I've been on it today. Okay, so currently, before we start, I'm gonna say, I was mm, texting my other daughter to see how my oldest is doing because I took her phone away, and you know how big a phone and social stuff is for a 17-year-old.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, and like I was like, tugging my heart. So the last hour, I was like, man, let me make sure she knows that I love her and that I want her to do this for herself. Not to this to make me proud because the kids are good. They get all A's and B's. That's the only thing I care about. Like, hey, make sure you get good
Mm-hmm.
grades. And you'll get certain privileges for me. And I was telling her it's a shame that the oldest one I trust can't handle. Because I've been laying off her because when I was 17, 18, what annoyed me the most is when my mom was all on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
was like, man, I'm a nerd. I've been getting all A's, B's, stuff like that. So I tried to, with my parenting, like, hey, you do good and good grades at school. I'm gonna lay off you. I'm gonna trust you, let you go out and stuff like that. You can't handle it. It get
I feel
revert. But I know how teenage girls are because she loves her phone. She loves her phone, but
Mm.
you know can't
I had
play.
my phone
It
in a
can't.
room for about 5 hours. Now I wouldn't even know anybody to call me because it wouldn't even bother me. I swear they'd be in the room for about that long. I'm like, you know what? I should probably go see if it's an emergency or something going on.
Mm-hmm. It'll just be a long. It's gonna be a long fall break for. It's her senior year. She
Oh
got to
yeah,
get on it.
that's that senior year vibes too.
I
Ooh.
known her since she was. I known her since she was 10 months old. I'm married into her. So
Hmm. I feel that.
let me see. See, I don't know if I want to start with no. Okay, I know where I'm gonna put that R. Kelly thing. I'm gonna put that before, right before MCU lawsuits. Yeah, that's perfect. Actually, that would be perfect. Okay. All right. Y'all got your notes? Y'all ready?
Ready.
All right.
Hmm.
Oh.
6 minutes. Probably no more like 15 minutes. Wasting my time getting my stuff together. So here, let me do my part. Okay, got my sound.
Ooh, excuse me. Pardon me. It's that coffee.
um. Oh, and after we introduce ourselves and stuff like that, I'm going. Uh, you know what I've been noticing when I've been listening to my recordings? I never
Mm.
ask y'all how y'all doing and stuff like that, and I think that'd be the perfect time just to
You're
share
rude.
what's going on. If you want to, which I want to share stuff like that. Like I was telling Angie, I want her to talk about her Seattle stuff, and Amber talk about what you want to talk about. Uh, and stuff like that. And
Oh,
if you don't want to, you
baby.
don't want to. If
I got a
everything's
lot
cool,
of shit
everything's
to
cool.
talk about. I got a lot of shit to talk about. Nah.
Okay, ladies. Have y'all seen the trailer for Cry Macho?
Yes.
I did
Oh,
not.
oh, okay. Uh, well, Clint Eastwood's in it, and I seen the trailer on HBO Max. It wasn't even YouTube or I was at the movies to see it. I just seen the trailer on HBO Max, and it was about normal trailer, 2 hours 30 minutes.
The trailer?
Sorry, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Sorry,
I was
ninety
like,
second.
Watch the
dang,
Yeah,
movie. Didn't even
yeah.
see
damn,
the
this is
trailer.
long. They might as
Oh
well put out the
goodness.
move on. Dang.
How long is that movie?
That is the
Huh?
longest trailer ever.
How long is that movie? No, the trailer was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But after I got done watching the trailer, I was mad. I was mad
Uh-oh. Why
because
are you mad? Ow.
Angie, you said you seen the trailer. Did
Yeah.
anything come into your mind when you watched that trailer?
I just feel like it's kind of like every other movie he's put out in the last couple years.
You're
Um,
beautiful. You're beautiful because that is exactly what that's. I was mad. You know, it felt like Gran Torino.
yeah, that movie was a hot
It
mess.
felt like he was like, "Hey, I want to take over the success of Gran Torino." And yes, Gran Torino was successful. I give him that. But I was like, this is the same stuff we've been seeing from the last five movies. And how I say that is I'm talking about Gran Torino, of course. But before that was Million Dollar Baby.
Yeah.
After Gran
Yeah.
Torino was Learning with the Curve or Riding with the Curve, where he was that pitching coach. The Mule 3 years ago was something different, but
Hmm.
then it comes to this. And it seems like I don't know who's financing him or green lighting him, but I wanna
I
read
was
you
just about to
something.
say himself. Mhm.
Well, it says he's a libertarian, so maybe the Libertarian Party has some connections in Hollywood, or someone owes him something in Hollywood. But
That man
this
has so much
movie,
money, I'm sure.
He a whole vet in these streets. This
He's
man
a
ain't got to do nothing.
he's a director. I mean, whatever. He's an actor.
yes,
Let's see.
Yes. Oh,
Let's see
he's a
what he.
director and an actor.
What is his name? Clint Eastwood.
He is a director and an actor in
And a
these movies.
composer.
And a
Don't,
composer. Okay,
Right.
Bob.
That's just what Wikipedia says.
but
I don't know about Wiki.
I know. Let's see what his net worth is, just to. So, according to the Sun, he is worth reportedly stands at $375 million.
oh,
I just
so
want
what are
five.
you thinking when you read that? What are you thinking? He finances his own movies,
No, I doubt he finances his own movies, but he's probably got a lot of like credit,
paid people
street
to do
cred
this movie.
behind his name
That-
that
My point.
like um places probably just like studios just throw money at him. I bet.
Literally, just because of his name.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm gonna go off on Clint Eastwood and kill him today is because he is our generation's John Wayne. I don't know nothing about westerns. I know John Wayne is a legend, but
God
Clint
damn.
Eastwood, when I first started watching him, he was in the westerns. That's how I
Mhm.
knew about
Mhm.
westerns. And Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's something executive movie where he took down some terrorists on its hostage situation, but he was the tough guy, you know.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
as he transitioned, got older and stuff like that, you know, this is what he's been doing now.
Yeah.
And
Now he's the old tough guy. He's 91 years old. I
he's
looked that up.
91.
Yeah. He was born
Exactly.
in 1930.
Exactly. And I
God.
think that's my whole problem is I had a problem when Michael Jordan retired and then came back to the Wizards because he wasn't the same. And I know I'm not being sexist, okay? Do y'all follow basketball?
No.
Yes.
Okay. So Michael Jordan, greatest Bulls player ever, six
Yeah.
championship, went to six finals, won six
Mhm.
championships. He
Uh-huh.
retired, came back 4 years later, a shell of himself. He should have never came back.
She never played
Trash.
baseball.
And
Ain't trying
his
to do little
voice.
golf.
Oh, I didn't tell you the good part yet. So I want. So okay. So when I seen the trailer, I was like, this is Gran Torino. He should have just act like he should have called. After I seen this trailer, I was like, he should call this movie Gran Torino 2. Somehow come back as a because he got shot and killed. So he's probably in his executive office, right? And he's like, how can I make this character come back?
Yeah, there you go. Let's
You
Mhm.
know,
go
let's make him a zombie, Salmon Grundy or something like that, or something. You know,
Yeah.
because this is like all the stuff he always does. It's like, hey, I'm gonna be the stubborn old guy who's set in his ways, but I'm gonna affect somebody else's life, and they're gonna change. I'm not gonna change, but I'm gonna learn the power of friendship or love,
So
or
you too old for all that
you
now.
know, and that it's just not. It's not relatable, and I hate to say it, but his movies are turning into like Hallmark specials. And I'm not saying they're Hallmark specials because that's kind of harsh, but and he's kind of a grittier, loving grandpa, but will cuss you out and stuff like that. So he wouldn't be in the Hallmark channel, but
right.
all his movies. Okay, let me take it step by step. $1 Million Baby. He didn't want to train this woman boxer,
Right.
Mhm.
and then he fell in love with her, one of his best fighters ever.
I'm having trouble
Don't
connecting
you
to the
do it,
internet.
Alexa.
Take a look at the help section of the Alexa app.
No one
She's-
asked you a question.
Alexa
No,
says she
that's
want to
so
talk about
funny.
she finna defend her boo thing, and you're not finna be talking
Right.
about Clint Eastwood.
He definitely doesn't have very much range, like in terms of acting. Like he is like one solid character in everything that he does, which is like what you're saying. He is the cranky old man
Mhm.
who somehow gets his life
And
changed by somebody.
behind the curve, he was unwilling to train this one guy. He took him on, learned something from that. The mule, he had to get some money for his situation. It just
Yes.
always Gran Torino, of course, and this is why I want to talk about Gran Torino and Cry Macho when I watched the trailer. Gran Torino, of course, he took this Hamong boy in and taught him to responsibility and stuff like that. He was, kind of a racist old man, set in his
Oh
ways
yeah.
Mhm.
after his wife died and stuff like that. Which first when I enjoy Gran Torino, I enjoy it. Good movie. I came impressed. He directed and acted in that too. And now this trailer, he has to go get somebody's boy. He's going to teach him his way. And of course, watching this trailer, like, oh, he's going to do the same thing he did with the boy in Gran Torino. The boy's going to learn some lessons off him and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I think, and I'm not saying it's not needed in these times. The older generation has a lot of wisdom to give to younger generation. This seems out of date how he's always doing it. It seems like like I said, Hallmark special. Um,
With more cussing and killing
hey, if there was
and more
cussing
racial slurs.
and killing and
I learned
more
more
racial
racial.
slurs in
I've
this,
learned some different ones from Gran Torino that I didn't know before. I was like, damn, that sounds bad.
but I'm gonna read you the predictions. This is what the studio company was putting out, and this movie dropped the week after Shang-Chi, and it said Shang-Chi would only last number one for a week because Cry Macho was coming on. Cry Macho was coming out,
Uh-huh.
and it had a specific budget of, I think it said 20 million. So when I seen this trailer, I said I'm not watching it. I'm done. I already know what this is gonna be. But they was projected to do number one in the box office that week. It was a 4 day. After the 4 day week, with Shang-Chi, sorry,
Mhm.
had its time. It
Hmm.
came in. It came in third place. At
Oh.
yes,
You
it was
can't get third,
projected
I
to
feel like.
do. It was projected to do. Let me read what the projection was. It was projected to do. Where's my article? There we go. Projected. Where's the numbers? Where's the numbers?
Crunch them numbers. Mhm.
Let me stop talking so I can make sure I edit this right and to say the right number. Predict this weekend's. Okay, there we go. I wasn't the right thing. Um, it was projected to do number one that week in the box office, and it underwell performed and went all the way to number three. I have the rankings of the box office. Sorry, I'm gonna pause that too.
You good?
It only grossed so far today 10 million, and it took 20 million.
And it came out when?
September 19th.
Ouch.
Ooh, it's almost a month
It
now.
it was a $33 million budget.
And it
I
only made
see it
10
now.
million.
And then,
Yes,
That sucks.
and so
and not even a third, almost a third.
Yeah.
and the week it came out, that weekend, it only grossed 4.4 million. The audience has spoken with Clint Eastwood, and let me get you to the part. I watched it. I went to HBO and watched it only because it was free. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
don't get me wrong, it was
Mhm.
free. I had time. I was already mad, and I went in there biased. I will say, I will give it credit. It wasn't Gran Torino, but plot
Bless you.
subpar, nothing.
Dang.
It
Was it as
it was what I was
underwhelming as you
feared.
thought?
It was what I feared. It's a Hallmark movie, but with his flair,
Uh,
and that's what happened with the mule. And then I started thinking about Behind the Curve, and then I started thinking about Gran Torino. Then I started thinking about $1 Million Baby, and I'm ultimately I'm saying that's fine if he wants to do that. Is just don't waste our time on the big screen trying to do that. First of
Yeah.
all, your voice is shot. Either be an actor and not a director in movies,
Mm-hmm.
not in the same movie. If it's a movie, you either be the actor or director, or you be the director and not the actor.
Yeah.
You can't do both. His voice sounds bad, shoddy. It's like goodness, and I bet every take water break.
oh
And I
yeah.
hate saying that. I
Me.
want people to be successful. But it comes to a point where how you see every actor have to make that decision in their life where either I'm going to be this general character for the rest of my Hollywood career, or I'm going to try to evolve.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
we had to we found that out about Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell came into that. Melissa McCarthy came into that.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Wilson. Sorry, Rebecca Wilson. I don't know why I call her Samantha Wilson. Is her name Samantha Wilson?
I have no idea.
Huh?
I think it's Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca Wilson and Pitch Perfect. But
Oh, Rebel Wilson?
thank you.
Rebel. There we
Oh,
go.
okay. I was like,
I,
what?
I was close.
What are we
Rebecca
talking
or
about?
Wilson. Yeah,
Love.
yeah. You would know. And sometimes you find your perfect niche where, hey, you're just gonna be who you are. We always talk about Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. Every every movie he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, if this is what Clint Eastwood wants to be, like the Kirk Cameron of senior citizens, if he gets a little niche, that's fine. If he has his little 4 million of loyal followers that will see him, that's fine. But no, I don't want to see him in the big box office movies.
Do you think they follow him
Uh,
around with a wheelchair when they
oh,
take
just in
breaks
case.
so that he can have somewhere to sit? Because you know that he's gonna fall down.
Angie, I wanted to kill him, and you're being meaner than
I'm
me.
not. I'm just saying, if that man falls, he's done. He's
That's it.
91. You break a
That's-
hip, you're out. You are game over, sir.
it's not now.
Okay, you're
It's
gonna
not
have
like
the
he's
million
doing the.
dollar baby yourself.
It's not like he's doing the Expendables
Oh
yet.
God, he'll be dead.
Yet.
yes.
Sylvester might be listening to this.
He might as well just be in a wheelchair for that movie. I
I
just
just
want
want
his
him.
help. You know.
I just want him just to retire. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest. I just want him to retire.
I'm sure he could still direct some really good movies.
Yeah, I'm saying if he direct, that's
That's fine.
fine.
No.
That's
Let
a
me
good idea.
be reasonable and be clear. Clear. I want him to retire acting. I'm tired of it. And
Yeah.
now, if he wants to get a older gentleman like Jack Nicholson to teach somebody, that'd be hilarious. But
God, I've
no, it
not
can't be
seen Jack
him.
Nicholson in
He
a
don't have the
while.
range no more. I get depressed seeing him. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, Jackie Boy's probably old as shit too, and he's fat.
And he losing his hair in the top.
Hey, it's graceful. It's
Whatever.
not like he tried to do the John Travolta thing
Oh
and
no,
wear
yeah.
a bad toupee.
Oh, poor Johnny.
But yeah, I want him to be in retirement. Clint Eastwood. It's over. Let me
I
tell
think we
him. Hey,
should
it's
send him a
over.
letter of recommendation then. We recommend that you stop.
And and once he's retired, I don't want nobody to mess with him. Because that's,
Mhm.
you know what? I hate that in movies, TV shows, and stuff like that. People who was held at this high of a bar retire, you leave them alone. Why did they start messing with John Wick when he was retired? Why they start messing with Jason Bourne when he was retired?
Oh,
Or Rambo? Why do people mess with people like that?
I have
And
no
then
idea.
they like, oh,
Trolls.
we ain't heard from them in a while. Let's go see what they up to.
Yeah.
And
It's
then you
none of your
get killed.
business.
Your whole crew get killed. I
Or
was
you get
watching that Rambo Last Blood just for it was a year or two ago for giggles because I'm like I don't want to see Stallone 70-year-old trying to
right.
talk about killing somebody.
Child.
Oh, but I seen that movie and I was like, I blame the bad guys because even Stallone said, "Hey, you don't want these problems." He murdered them, and then, of course, Jason Bourne always his government always every 3 years to be like, "Hey, what's Jason Bourne doing? We haven't messed with him. Let's go try and mess with him." And of course, he ends up discovering a whole bunch of agency frauds in the agency. I just don't know why they mess with people that's retired. Leave John
Probably to
Wick's
try
dog
and make
alone.
more money.
More
Like
money.
the simplest way is they redo those characters because of the money they made in the first place, probably. And they're like, well, it's been a while. Let's go ahead and see how much more cash we can like squeeze out of this idea.
They ain't got nothing
Neeson.
else better to do.
That too.
They go to Neeson
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson and say, "Hey, we know we got a chip in your daughter now since you lost her 5 times, but guess what? Here's an
Jesus.
idea. Let's lose her one more time."
Put an Apple tag on that bitch. Like,
Just in case.
dang.
Airdrop. Oh God.
That's it. That's all. Just
Instant cancer in the neck.
I'm so tired of that.
you know them little
Listen.
ID cards they used to give you when you was kids. The
That's-
identical kid.
Yes.
That's all she needs. She just need an identical kid.
I'm adding to that movie to my list of who not to take parenting advice from.
Child. Because, sir, how
many
you keep
movies were
losing
there?
your daughter? And why you keep on letting her go? And she
You
like
put her on a
16,
damn leash.
17. That don't make no sense.
She needs a leaf backpack. That's what she needs.
Backpack.
My buddy. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't think those two fit together. But that was the scariest thing as a child I have ever seen, I think, was that My Buddy doll.
Why you say
And
that
then
for?
realizing that it looked exactly like the Chucky doll. And you're like, oh God. This is not right. This isn't right.
I'm cutting that into the after episodes.
What?
That's good. What you said.
My Buddy?
Yeah.
That was so creepy. The commercial was even creepier. Just, ugh.
All right. I'm gonna go into the. Oh God, that's a 15-minute start time. But oh well. I'm gonna go into the.
You had
title.
some feels about that.
Right?
No Time to Be Coy, Episode 2. Do not attempt to adjust your color. I'm some bearded nerd. Welcome, nerds, geeks, dweebs, and contact freaks. Some bearded nerd, aka I'll run off with your grandma. Weekly affirmation. I'm done with church candy. I'm done with church candy. It just don't taste the same when I buy it. It always tastes the same when
Church candy.
it tastes better when I
When
get
it's
it
from
from
your grandma.
somebody. Yes. I don't know why that is.
I have a funny story about grandma candy.
Girl, I'm that grandma now. I realized that. I'm the candy lady.
Stop.
I am the candy lady. I've realized that. I don't even try to.
I love candy. My teeth don't. I have the cavities to prove it, but oh, candy's so
A
good.
whole hole right here. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh,
Yes, I'm Mama Bear, and I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. And my weekly affirmation. And my weekly affirmation is to eat as much candy corn And pumpkins is a one because I love candy corn.
I'm so glad that you said that. Nobody else loves candy corn.
I love
I
candy
love
corn.
candy
Look how you
corn.
look at.
I know.
I will tear up. Don't play with me.
Then when it comes to candy corn, I will eat it if it's against that one candy in that black wrapper that's brown and
Oh yeah.
taffy. I hate that. That's the worst of
Mhm.
all the
Oh,
Halloween. And
I
I
don't.
don't know how it lasts all these years.
Like the green, or the brown, like the black and orange, like
Black,
paper wrap
orange, brown.
candies.
Yes.
Hmm.
I don't know what those are. What are they like?
I can't.
Toffee?
Yeah,
They're
like
from
toffee. Yeah.
they're from
Mm,
Satan's sack. That's what I'm gonna say.
the spawn of Satan. I'm
Probably.
just Angie. Um,
Hey, just Angie. I like just Angie. That's the
I
birthday name.
really, I'm so garbage at
Right.
like weekly affirmations and like other stuff. So
So you
I,
just being Angie today, huh?
I am. I am just being a potato.
Well, still the potato.
I'm
Well,
living the
potato,
potato life.
tell us all about your trip.
Oh yeah, my trip to Seattle, that was fun. I am not a very good flyer, so I definitely had to make a phone call to get some medicine to get on the plane. So that was nice.
Hey.
Um, it wasn't a bad flight. I was not, I guess, ready for how much walking there was going to be. We
Walking like
walked
what?
everywhere. So,
Trip wise.
yeah.
Hmm.
So we walked an average of like 10, no, like 5 miles a day. I was like,
Oh,
10's a lot.
yes. Well,
But like, yeah.
I seen all them pictures and they was beautiful. And I'm gonna let you get back to it, but I want to ask why you afraid of flying.
Oh, I've just, ooh.
Well, why you have anxiety about flying? Sorry, I didn't mean to say you was scared of
Oh,
it.
I am. Oh no, that was a very,
No, you're
very
right.
spot on assumption. Um, I don't know. Just flying to me, it just scary. The idea of being up in a plane, thousands of miles above the earth where you're not gonna live if you go out, and it's like a burning ball of fire, and ooh, everyone's gonna
Yeah.
die. Like,
Are
nah.
you one of them people? If I was on an airplane and be like, "Hey, there's more car accidents than airplane accidents," would you punch me, or would you be kind of relieved in that information?
I'd be like,
What,
oh, that's great.
oh, oh, yeah.
Lo, 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 lo.
I'd let
For
you,
some
yeah.
reason,
I'd let you spout
that's
your
my
facts and
nature.
then
I try to calm people down. So that's by my nature. That's what I would do. But yeah, some people, but I wouldn't want that done to me. I
mm,
feel like how you gave your answer, be like kind of annoyed and be like, leave me alone. That's not helping.
Hmm.
yeah. I don't know. It's weird because like I feel like with car accidents, I mean, I guess that's probably true, but people still live from them. Like there are some bad ones, and they still live. Nobody lives from an airplane falling out of the sky. No one. Not a single soul.
Denzel and Tom Hanks would say
Oh yeah,
otherwise.
and Nicolas Cage.
He never
But yeah.
landed a plane.
Did he not? Oh, he didn't land the plane.
Well,
Didn't he
Yeah,
die
hey.
on it?
no,
I don't even remember.
no. I'm talking. Yeah. I'm talking about solely and from Tom Hanks in that flight from
Oh yeah. Okay,
with
I remember
Denzel
that one.
Washington. Yes,
Okay, fair.
they
See,
landed their plane perfectly.
In the Hudson River, right? Isn't that what that was about?
Yes.
So
So
yeah,
it's just I understand being trapped in metal. High, yeah.
rebreathing everyone's
Amber,
airs
I should redo
or
my
breath
list.
and farts.
you
No,
sure do your lead.
Angie, I
what?
did my top 20 ways I don't want to die
Oh
list,
god.
Yeah.
and they thoroughly enjoyed it. Audience, that's
There was
me in a
that
clip.
TV show. That was
1,000 Ways to Die.
yes.
Hmm.
I think there's a book too.
I
Mm-mm.
was kind of mad that there was this girl uh, on this episode, and she met a guy, and she was looking at his bulge, and she was like, "Oh, he's huge." So she went and picked up a cucumber at the store and was trying to practice, and she choked and killed herself. I was like, imagine her going to heaven and God being like, "See, you being hoish. This is
Now,
this is why
man,
you
look
up
at
here."
you.
Yeah,
He shouldn't have given her the idea then. It's not all her fault.
Yeah.
But
Angie,
Yeah.
I'm
it
sorry.
takes
I'm
it
sorry
takes
for
two.
deflecting, but I'm sorry for deflecting. We want
You're
to hear more
fine.
about your trip. I just
No,
wanted to.
you're fine. That was it. Like I was not prepared for the amount of walking. Whoops. So I was
Did you?
tired and I got cranky a few times.
So did y'all overload the vacation? Because I always told my girl that, hey, we're gonna do two things a day and then pick somewhere to eat. That way we don't, overload ourselves just in
Yeah.
case we
No,
either run into something else we want to do and add in, or just, hey, let's go back to the hotel and take a nap and rest.
no, I
Mhm.
think that's pretty much what I tried not to do. So we did like one major thing. Like it was mostly just going around and finding places to eat anyway. So it was like, let's we walked there to like prepare ourselves to eat, ate, and then we're miserable walking back most of the time.
Yeah.
And then we
Oh,
took a nap.
yes. Yes. You
Yeah.
know what? I hate a good meal. And them meals look good. That sushi, no, that ramen. Oh,
Oh
I was
yeah,
like, man,
that was
oh,
so good. So we waited for almost 2 hours
Yeah.
to get into that place to eat.
wow.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love ramen. Oh, I love ramen so much.
You must not told them about your views on TikTok.
Oh yeah, no. Stop.
No? You didn't
No.
try to play no card?
No.
Okay.
What card am I gonna play?
TikTok
None.
viewers.
None.
I'm
Zero.
TikTok famous. I apologize. It's
Hardly.
time.
Hardly.
Just have a card that's just as you walking through, it's
Yes.
like, ah,
Excuse me,
TikTok
I am
famous.
a TikTok
Yeah,
TikToker.
I'm
But the
famous.
entire
Thank you very
establishment.
much.
No, that place already had enough views slash reviews slash people waiting to get into that they don't
Good
need anything.
lord.
Um
But it was delicious, right?
it was so good. The coffee was really good. We went to we tried to go to places other than Starbucks, even though Starbucks was like on every corner.
Where, Angie, where was Starbucks invented?
Seattle.
And why did you think? What, you thought that was going to be done? I mean, okay, I live in Lexington. I grew up in Lexington. That's fair. And there's not just only KFC there. So I'm not going to be
I mean, there's the Starbucks
flipping
on every corner here too.
every corner like Seattle, though.
Yeah, I think okay, so where I
Most
live in my
things.
general area, in probably about a 2 mile radius, there is about five, maybe. So there's one in a Target, there's one like down the street, there's one in a Kroger, there's one in another Kroger, and then I think there's another one in the hospital, and then there's one like so yeah, about six within my general like 5 mile radius.
I gotta drive just to get some good coffee. Ain't this about some
Really?
mess? Yes.
Oh, it's different for you.
Yeah.
Well, you in like a small town or what?
I guess just coffee isn't really the biggest thing down here for real, for real. I mean, we got Dunkin'. Like Dunkin' is
Yeah.
the closest coffee thing to me. But like if I
Hmm.
want Starbucks, which I prefer Starbucks, I have to drive about 30, 35 minutes.
Oh
Wow.
man. Yeah,
And
no.
that's to get to like the one, like you said, like one in Target. It's
Mhm.
one outside in that same little area. And then you have to drive another distance to the hospital, like close by where I work at. I work like 45 minutes from where I stay. So it's like a gap.
Oh
I'm
wow.
sorry to put another pin in that story, but have y'all ever thought about the future? About 40
No.
years from now,
God
little
no.
kids
Fuck
will.
no. You all know my view on
Said,
children.
hell no.
Yes, yes, I know, but
Fuck no.
I figured you would grow out of your "get off my line, you snotty kids" phase.
I'm 35 years old. I don't think there's any more growing out of
She's like, that's
Okay,
it, that's
so
the
all.
snot-nosed
let's
kids
say a
line.
75-year-old Angie,
If I'm still
uh,
kids by then, god
her
damn.
head her head on some spider legs.
uh,
Little kids go around her,
like
and
Demon
like
Slayer.
they ask you, "Hey, did you used to drive to work?" And you say, "Yeah," and they be like, "Hey, you did it yourself? It just didn't drive by itself?" And you be like, "No." And they'd be like, "How long did it take?" You say 35 minutes. They'd be like, "Wow, that'll be forever." Just think about how transportation in the future is going to be.
The
Have
same.
have y'all ever thought about that?
No.
Because we used to, shit, nope. You're like, I don't know
For
what
right now,
drugs
I
you're
think
taking,
we've
but
like
I want them.
maxed at our technology capabilities. Like, even though Tesla is amazing in and of itself, the auto driving, it still causes crashes and stuff. I mean,
Yes, but we're
unless I get a
thinking
hover
about
car,
cars in the
no.
80s and 90s. Technology and transportation and information's always gotten faster. So I'm just thinking about the possibility. Oh my God, the stuff we can't even imagine that's going to happen in the next 20 years. You
Yeah,
know?
like I'll have a
Sorry.
kid.
Anyway, Seattle,
I'm just kidding.
Starbucks,
Yep.
coffee.
Yep. Um, what else? We went to I feel like we did the regular stuff. We went to the Pike Place, watched them throw fish. We went to the Ferris wheel.
Nice.
Um, we didn't make it to any of the beaches. We didn't get on any of the ferries. We just kind of like kept it in the city just
Uh-huh.
to since it was our first time going.
Right.
I
So
wanted to
what's the
get a
verdict?
feel.
What's the
Oh, it
verdict?
was fabulous. I would definitely go back.
Would
Um,
okay, go back. Would you ever have fantasies moving there?
no. They're it's really really expensive. Like
Oh,
I'm
I
pretty
believe it.
sure. So I feel like what like a home you could get here in Indy for like I don't know 1,200 square feet or something for a reasonable price. Like an average person could buy a home here in Indiana, um, on like a minimum, not maybe not a minimum wage, but on a decent salary, let's say. Out in Seattle, I think most priced homes are like Cracker Jack boxes and still cost about $300,000 to $500,000,
Oh
ouch.
God.
Yeah.
and that's just outside, like in some of the neighborhoods. I'm pretty sure some of the like skyscrapers, the type of apartments that are out there are like twice as much as they are here and probably smaller.
Mm-hmm.
400 Cole said housing out there is 400% more expensive.
Oh
So like,
no.
yeah, that's just too much. I couldn't afford. I mean, I think we spent I think I spent almost $200 on Ubers
Wow.
like for 4 days. Now that
Mm.
included like getting to and from the airport, like from my house. But
Well, what's the job median the pay?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's not four times.
Probably not.
Right.
Probably not. Wow.
Oof.
That, yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think some of our receipts, like they added the gratuity on there already and it was like 18%,
Goodness.
which that's fine. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it made it a lot easier half the time to already have the gratuity on there since I don't know how to do math. So I just, foot the bill. But if they're getting paid 18% on everything, it's like that means that it has to be expensive.
Yeah.
Goodness. Well,
Mm-mm.
yes. Well, I'm glad you had a good trip, and them pictures look gorgeous.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Yes, it was
Yeah, that
fabulous.
pictures was gorgeous.
Heck
Cole took
yeah.
some really good ones. I feel like his came out better. I don't know if it was his camera on his phone, but he took some that I was just like, okay, that looks like a professional photo.
Hey.
Do you ever think about your boyfriend like, hey, have you ever seen him in Spider-Man at the same
We
time?
talked about that.
Hmm.
That is so funny you mentioned that. I was like, Seattle wouldn't be a bad place for Spider-Man because there are definitely a lot of tall buildings, a lot of construction was going on to create more like high-rise buildings while we were there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wouldn't
Why
be tough
hasn't a
for the web
Spider-Man
slinger.
villain ever thought about that though?
Let me
hey,
just
I'm
start
just gonna
across country.
yeah, no, or I'm just gonna be out in the country or a neighborhood area with no tall buildings.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Run after
I
me?
know. Yeah, that's a really good question.
Okay, Amber. How is it? Is it still alive?
Oh.
And I'm talking. She's lost, and I'm talking about your computer.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Oh, look,
how's your
man.
computer?
I
What
ain't heard nothing
happened?
about it. They still
Nothing.
got in the shop. There's like they still. It's a hardware issue, and now they gotta wait on parts to get there because it's a newer generation. So they gotta see
Oh
if they can
yeah.
find the part. So
Probably not with microchips and stuff being.
yeah,
One
I'm
of
just
the
like,
headaches about technology.
man, especially like when you get new. That's the only thing I don't like about getting anything brand new because of the fact you can probably never find any new hardware for it because it's just that new and they ain't got it made yet or it's in short supply. It's always the
Hmm.
worst. And I really like. I'm thankful that I have a loaner, but I don't like this loaner.
Yeah.
But we're
Not
thankful
that
too. But
much.
yes,
Not
it's
that
just
I
not
appreciate it.
yours.
It's not mine
Hmm.
because I just can. I guess because I'm used to mine, I know how fast everything goes. I know how smooth everything goes, and I can
I
find literally every little thing that's
I
wrong. And I
always
don't
get
like it.
that. Yeah. I always get that weird anxiety whenever I switch to something new, like a new phone, and it's not
Mhm.
set up the way my old phone is. So I'm trying to spend time setting up the way I had my old phone, but not really. It always hinders me because I'm not really learning the new updates or something to make my life easier. Because I'm so used to my way on
Mhm.
my version of the technology.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And with this loan, I'm trying my best not to like. I know I gotta return it, and I don't know how quick or how slow it's gonna take them to get mine done. So I'm like, I don't want to put none of my stuff on here because then I have
Yeah.
to wipe everything off, wait for all to go off there. I was like, I could just wait. I'm like, it's so much I gotta do.
Right,
Yeah.
right. All right. Well, that's good. Let's see. Not my week. Nothing really happened. Just I couldn't wait to kill Clint Eastwood, but
Yay, you
now I
did
got
it.
look.
You
Yeah,
did.
yay! I did it. Yay! Rest in peace. That's what every time I'm gonna say. Every time I see Clint Eastwood,
R.I.P.
I'm like, rest in peace. But
R.I.P.
nothing out of the blue happened. Just busy with life. Had a birthday party for one of the kiddos. They, for some reason, little stuff. I love them at the age where everything this excites him. He's
Mm.
gonna be a nerd. So,
Yeah.
um,
That's good.
Raise them right.
He
oh,
can
oh,
guest
oh yes,
star.
I try. Hmm. They're gonna be the future. But
Oh yeah.
I'm ready for this topic because I think it's gonna be some good topics coming out of this. But this
Ooh.
is not a nerd topic at all. But I'm gonna try to squeeze it into our nerd content because it is about content, kind of. But R. Kelly, y'all see the R. Kelly news?
No. Wait, no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
Yeah.
that
Kind of.
he was indicted for racketeering.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I think
So,
I saw that.
so
Mm.
they the jury came back guilty for racketeering. So he's definitely going to do time for that. He still got trials in Illinois and Atlanta. This was in New York, I think. And that's what that that subject brings us to this topic. Uh, I love R. Kelly music. When I think of the 1990s R&B, he's
Mm-hmm.
definitely heavy on my playlist. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
think some people, and most probably majority of people, will feel like he shouldn't get no playlist because if you whatever you play or stream, he's still getting money off of and stuff like that. And that is true. That'll be fair argument. But
Look, side
my
note on that I just looked up because I thought I had heard it. Yes, he's still getting money because after he got convicted, his sales went up 500%.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
After
yes.
he was convicted, his sales went up
Be-
500%.
and that always is going to happen because of him trending, being on the news. People want to
Hmm.
see,
Hmm.
people want to hear, and plus he has loyal fans. I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I'm. I won't say I'm a loyal R.
Mm,
Kelly fan. I just like his music,
yeah.
and that's the topic I want to talk about is cancel culture, and should we cancel the artwork because the artist is someone questionable or someone we deem in society as unworthy of our what unworthy of our fandom or unworthy of our oh god what's a good word for it. I'm gonna have to edit this.
Our
Mm,
money.
Yeah, I was
for
trying
our
to
monetary values.
Yeah. I mean,
of our yeah, okay. Well, I'm guess I'm not gonna edit. Yeah, uh, of our time, you know. What do
Hmm.
y'all think? What do y'all think about the situation?
I don't think
Should R.
I
Kelly
okay.
be canceled? Should his artwork be canceled? Sorry, that is the main thing. Should his artwork be canceled?
I don't think it should be played anymore. I don't think he should receive money from it. And if for some reason like he becomes like he's found not guilty, then I don't know, somehow
Well, he's
back
already
pay
been
him for
found
something.
guilty of racketeering.
Well then
Yeah, they
That's
already.
for
Yeah.
sure.
no, I don't think he deserves any of it. That's not fair. Like how can you be
Well, that's a
convicted
different.
of illegally obtaining funds anyways, but yet you're still getting funds like the right
Oh yeah,
way?
yeah. That
Like that
I
just
am definitely with you on that,
Hmm.
but that sets up a different question. Like,
there's holes in our judiciary system kind of thing for
Yes,
sure.
very much so.
but what do you think about it? Should we just the music itself? You said it shouldn't be played. Only is it only because of where the money will go to, or it shouldn't be played because of who he is?
I mean,
I
that's
would say a little bit of both,
I
really.
think that's a loop kind of a catch 22 kind of question because
Why you think it's a
the
catch
money's
22?
gonna go to him no matter what.
Okay, say this
Yeah.
happens. Say in this scenario, his music gets played and streamed, but it goes to the family and the victims of people. Would you be okay with it?
That's a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
That is retribution. I feel like
Yeah.
fabulous. Yes.
The way our justice system should be set up, and I
Yeah.
think
Yes.
that's what will happen in civil court. This was racketeering, so that's more of a federal indictment.
Yeah. If do you know the
Hmm.
definition of racketeering just in case somebody's listening and doesn't know?
Uh, do you have it with you?
I do, actually. I looked it up because I was like, well, I'm sure someone's going to wonder what racketeering is because I feel like we hear it a lot and
Mhm.
I myself don't know the definition
I
like
took criminal
fully.
justice. Okay, so I am 20 credits away from criminal justice.
Oh, dang.
Racketeering.
Hey.
I
I loved my
wait,
criminology 101
no. Listen,
class.
I'm gonna be truthful. I'm rusty, so let me give it a gander, and then Angie, you can tell me how bad I am and fail me, like I think
Hey.
I'm gonna
Oh, I
fail.
failed too. I googled it. So, like this is not from like
Racketeering, I think, is a criminal enterprises where a bunch of one or more individuals get together in a legal operation that's to benefit. Uh, and that's all I got.
yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
got.
that's really good. Yeah. So, according to Investopedia.com, from just Googling it, racketeering is the act of acquiring a business through illegal activity, operating a business with illegally derived income.
Oh
And some
yes.
examples are like murder, money laundering, financial and economic crimes, kidnapping, sexual exploitation of children,
Yeah, that's it.
bribery, and robbery. So, yeah.
His would be sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a
What are they going to do with
surprise.
some of those parents? Like, what didn't somebody say, like, weren't Okay, how do I want to put this?
So should he be canceled? Should his
Yeah, he's
artwork be
gross.
plunged?
Yeah.
As long, I mean, if the money goes to those victims, I mean, I don't
You
think
don't
that
have
would
a
be a
problem
problem.
with it. You won't
No.
have a problem with it. So you're saying don't cancel him as long as his money is going to the victims and the awareness of what kind of a bad man he is.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to be canceled anyways. But if people are still playing his money and he's still playing his money, still playing his music, and there's still revenue being generated from it, then yeah, it should go to the families.
Yeah.
He
He just gonna
fucked
keep
up
on
them kids.
literally.
Oh yeah.
And he always said it in all of his songs that like he always dropped a hint in each of his songs. I know you're young, but you're ready. Like, come on, bro. Come on
My
now.
mind's telling me no,
Yeah, what if he
but my
was
body.
like I feel like when you're an artist, you use your outlet to like say those deep thoughts. Like what if those like
Hmm.
all of those songs, none of them were about like women of
No,
like legal age. What if they were all about children?
exactly.
Like that's
See,
bad.
now that I believe I can fly, but that does kind of hurt me the wrong way. Like, man, you know. And I'm not saying he gets played on my playlist all the time, because after the stuff start coming out about him,
Hmm.
it could it enters your mind when you listen to him. So I don't try to play him too much, but
Yeah.
there's
Hmm.
songs I go to, like I love uh, "Step in the Name of Love" and "Ignition" and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Oh god, I
But
love Ammunition.
yeah. Oh, "Key
Wait,
to
that's the
Ignition."
song I
Sorry.
think, right? Yeah, Keys to Ignition. There we go. I was like,
Hmm. English,
Yeah.
yeah.
but
And
also like back to your I believe I can fly thing. Like how many children's choirs were singing that song? I sang it as a
Hmm.
child, and
Me
now
too.
I'm like, was I singing about raping other kids?
and that's the
Yeah.
thing with this guy R. Kelly, with this artist. He was a predator, and I
Mhm.
just those always don't sit well with nobody. It's sad that even in the prison systems, you can have killers among you, and they don't even like
Oh yeah,
predatory
no, they don't
behavior.
mess around
You
with
know,
child molestation. They
and
will fuck you up.
and one thing is to prey on the weak, but prey on the innocent and children. I'm like,
Hmm.
you know. And hey, I know Angie feels the same way, and she don't be messing with the kids,
I don't mess with no. I don't know. It's
not in
also
that way. But
that is a thing in Hollywood though, because I mean, have you seen all of the stuff about Scott Disick? That do you know who Scott Disick is? Courtney's okay, and how he dates nothing but girls fresh out of their freaking teens. Like, why is nobody saying anything about this? Like, why is nobody having a sit down with this man? Like, bro, you are 42 years old. She is 18. You need to back the fuck up. Like,
Now,
what are you doing?
why do you think? Because
God.
Hollywood is sometimes old ways, even though they say they always are advanced, because you know
I
they
feel like
seen their
they're
fathers do
so
it.
I don't know. Scott did I'm pretty sure I think his dad died like when he was young, but not that that has anything to do with anything. I feel like there's a weird conspiracy around Hollywood anyways that like
Hmm.
people are child predators and like even in old Hollywood like you were saying, yeah. I
Harvey
think
Yeah.
the
Weinstein.
stuff that happened to like child actors that nobody talked about,
Hey, you
like
want
Yeah.
this
Corey
part?
Haim,
Hey, you want this part? You're gonna do
yeah, you're
this.
gonna do a little.
Hmm.
This is. I'm
I mean,
not
they
trying
do
to
it to
make a
women
joke
all
out
the
of this.
time. Like you said,
Yes,
yeah, Harvey Weinstein did it to how many women to
yes. And
like
Hmm.
when it
for
was his day to go to court, he acted like he was just so fragile. He was
oh my
walking out with a
god, I
walker.
know.
Yes.
I was like, man, I didn't know Harvey
That was
Weinstein
such
was
a
an actor,
play,
because that.
right?
And I hate predators like them that don't take advantage of your situation.
Oh, that's
I
such an
think that's
abuse of
so
power.
lame. You
Yeah.
know, that means you have no game. I just like
Yeah.
don't because you're in a position of power and you want to. And and I'm not saying if you don't have power, if you have power and negotiation stuff, use it, but not immorally like they doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like back your head if you're trying to take advantage of somebody that's not right, and I just think
It's an
those
ego
people,
thing.
I'd be
Like
like,
Mm-hmm.
what's your problem?
they can't see past their own like ego and narcissism that they believe. I'm sure that they believe while they're doing that act of whatever they're doing that they're allowed to, that it is within their right to do this. Like
And
I'm sure that's what
this
they're thinking.
this
And
coming from being around narcissist people a lot,
Mm,
not on purpose. They always play victim.
really?
They always play victim. And the reason why I say that is now that he's come out, they done convicted him for everything that he's done. Now he's trying to call everybody else out. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
oh, it's not just me. It wasn't just me.
Oh yeah.
They
when they're
also did it. They put me in this, and it wasn't really my fault. They kind of just, like trying to push it off on somebody else
Yeah.
instead of
You
it
just like
being
redirect.
redirect the problem
Hmm.
when you're
when
the
Yeah.
problem.
when they're confronted with people like that, or when they're confronted with you know their, hey, you messed up, this is what you're doing wrong, or this is what you did, they always want to run from it. um
Hmm. Blame
we all got
somebody
that,
else.
fight or flight instincts, but
Yeah.
Hmm.
but whenever I do something wrong, I face the consequences. And
Yeah.
and it's just them people when they're in that, hey, you're getting corrected, like he's in jail, he's trying to defend himself, and that trial, his defense called his very first witness was supposed to be on his side. He went up to the jury stand and he said, "Yeah, I believed I seen him with underage girls."
Flip the script. Well,
And I
I'm
was like,
wondering
"Yeah,
when's Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend gonna frickin' sing like a canary? Has she started? I'm waiting to hear that. Like she's gonna, if she does, if she's gonna like bring down some shit.
I been having my
Child.
eyes on this. It seems like everything's pushing it back,
I
and I
know. Like
wonder why."
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
wondering. I'm waiting for her to end up like show up dead.
Yeah.
Like I know that sounds weird,
No,
but
no, you're right.
like I
You
have a. I wonder if she. Yeah, I wonder if she's gonna show up dead.
because
So, Angie, it looks like you're not emotionally, like, you seem like you have a reasonable head about it. You was like, hey, let's not cancel them as long as the money's going somewhere to its victims, something good, make it positive out of what this uh oh god, what this SOB did. What about you, Amber? How you feel about it? Should R. Kelly be canceled?
I say yeah, because I have personal feelings about things like that, even not personally from sex trafficking or nothing like that, but just from, I'm not gonna say a child, but being in a position that those victims were in, kinda.
They was powerless. He had control
Yeah,
over them. He
you
had the
had
power.
Oh
He
yeah,
nothing
manipulated.
to do.
completely.
He manipulated families. Don't
Mm-hmm.
forget he married Aaliyah when she was what,
15.
15.
15, yes.
I'm so mad about that.
And
Like,
it triggers you as a parent because you be like, man, some of these
mm-hmm.
knew what they was doing
Yeah,
to.
that's a good question. Like that
Yeah,
does that
like,
trigger you
Oh
as a
yeah,
parent?
that
because
stuff
you
came out
have
on
to.
trail. That's that R. Kelly document and that stuff on trail. It came out. Some was naive, and some
Mm-hmm.
knew what was going on. It was just hushed about, and that's always heartbreaking too. Is when your own family
Yeah,
tries to make profit off of you.
Yep.
It's many nastiness
like
in
there were
this whole
parents throwing
situation.
their like children at him,
This,
right? Was
yes,
that a
literally, yes,
speculation
Hmm.
slash
yes.
thing happening? Oh my god.
Because he had some sort of like. So this is a thing that a friend of mine on Facebook made a post about
He's a
on him.
platinum
He used to have
artist.
this his show, and he used to have young girls come on this show, and they were underage. And one commenter basically said the girls knew what they were doing, so they wanted an older man. I'm like, that's not the point. The point
I, I
is
I
he
always
knows
hate when they
they're real.
blame the victims. You know, they
Yes,
never blame the person in power.
it bothered me so much because I'm like, it don't matter if they were or not. He was a grown ass man and
Mhm.
he
Which,
knew not to mess with no children. Like
Mhm.
you
yes,
know not to make you're not their age. So why would you want to try to
Yeah.
yeah, I blame all the adults in the situation.
oh
Yeah.
yes. Like I don't care how fast they might have been. I don't care how flaunting they would have been. You could have said, "You know what, baby girl, I'm gonna leave you going on to yourself. Go on over that way. You going? I ain't finna catch case." And look what he did. Caught a case because he know how to keep some in his pants.
So, Amber,
Like,
I'm
yeah.
glad that you said you would cancel them. So, how do you feel about what Angie said about his streams going up? How do you feel about that?
Oh yeah, if the victims were able to get all the profit, and I mean every single, he don't get a penny because he done made enough money as it is all these years. He should be able to cover himself in jail. He'd be alright. Like if the victims can get all of it, not majority, not a partial, evenly amongst each other, then yes, there's I would be fine with him still making profit, but not to him.
Okay. Oh God, my level-headed co-host. Good job.
Woo!
Yeah.
I small
Yeah.
it.
Have they said how many victims there are? Like, have they thrown out a number yet?
mm,
I'm gonna clip that, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we can keep talking. Uh, um,
I'm actually gonna look
I
right
don't know.
now.
I,
It's one main one
it's been
for sure.
a year and a half since I watched that doc. I remember watching a documentary on quarantine
Mhm.
in 2020, but I can't remember. I have to go back and see it. But I know how many is willing to testify. It ain't the same number as the allegations, of course.
Yeah. And there are like young boys in there too, aren't there? That's not just
Oh,
females, right?
and it came out stories about R. Kelly when he was a child being, you know,
Molested.
yeah. So it's a inlet.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a nasty cycle in itself too.
It
You
is.
know,
Mm-hmm.
you,
I noticed that. Like I remember learning that in psychology that like
Yeah.
something about molestation, it just creates this cycle. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
if you were molested, you're more than likely to molest somebody.
Because it's
And
like
right,
it's
that's like kind
embedded
of
in your
scary.
brain now. Like that's what you know, and
Yeah.
that's what you think is okay. Because no one ever told you that it wasn't okay
Hmm.
to that not to happen to you. Like this is a side note, but like I've read something saying that kids should know their body parts in case someone touches them wrong or anything like that, instead of saying that someone touched my Peter Whacker or whatever, blah blah blah. Like they should actually say their body part because of situations like this. That you'll
Oh.
think they're talking about candy
Oh,
or
okay.
talking about something else, and
yes,
they're really
yes,
talking about
right.
someone touched me.
Oh wow, I did not know that. That's
I
fabulous.
I I heard about that. Yeah, Amber.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how we talk. You know, uh, that's how me and my ex-wife talk ours.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
that should be a thing because of situations like this. You don't want them to grow up later on older,
but yeah,
knowing.
in American society, the sad fact is we always warn our kids about strangers on the outside, but
Never someone on
frighteningly,
the inside.
frighteningly is more. It happens within the family,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
that's
Yep.
I I satisfied to say I have an open communication line with my kids. You know, I stay in their life. I know who their friends are. And then if I don't know you, I know I'm gonna eventually find out about you, or I'm gonna be like, hey, what's the problem? What's going on with
Yeah,
But it's just sad.
most
Mm-hmm.
It's just
definitely.
sad, sad for all that because yeah, he's a monster. Like I said, you're nothing but a predator. You're just you're preying on the weak. You're using power because you know, you're just a predator.
Yeah.
But it's just sad to know that it's just gonna be a cycle, and then we don't know what they've gone through or what they're doing. It's
Yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully seeking therapy, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
or like
always
provide
hope.
like
Immediately.
therapy's being provided for them somehow.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I'm
Okay,
really over here just reading, y'all. I'm sorry.
no, that's fine. All right, I'm gonna go back in it, but I'm gonna skip the Spider-Man MCU talk for next week because we
Okay.
we went into Cam's culture, so I'll just do that next week. And I'm gonna say that we're gonna skip the MCU lawsuits to Spider-Man to next week. That way we can talk about it more in the fullest because it's a big subject. I might end up making that the pod title next week, so just stay tuned in for that. But I want to talk something to cheer us up, because I don't want to do R. Kelly and all that mess, and then Spider-Man lawyer lawsuit next. But let's just talk about something I ran into by mistake, by happen chance. Uh, on HBO Max, there's a show called Walker. Do you ladies want to guess what it's about?
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris. Uh,
Hey.
that's what I thought too. So I
Orange.
happily clicked on the show. So I'm going to pull up my phone on HBO Max. Let me
Oh wait,
see
do I
right here.
See, I'm like, ooh, I want to look too.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, let's all look.
So Walker, Texas. Sorry. So this is the re-imaging of Walker, Texas Ranger. So
Oh.
so it's a
Mm,
reboot, and it follows
mm,
Cordell Walker, a widow and a father of two with his own moral code,
Oh, it's
as
Jared
he returns
Padalecki.
to Austin after being undercover for 2 years, only to discover there is harder work that must be done at home.
Dun dun dun.
So, do you know who this starts?
Jared Padalecki.
mm-hmm.
Yes,
Oops, sorry.
Jared what? Say it again.
Padalecki.
I love I love Supernatural. By the way,
Oh yeah.
I love.
Yeah, me too.
I personally thought they should have stopped at season 5. I love when you end on Affinity War type of endings, but I got to love the episodes. It always did a great filler. That's the only show I know where the filler episodes made me happy as much as just the storyline for the season.
Yeah.
It got kind of redundant, but it got you what you needed. It was always something new and going on. But I was like, him as Walker. I watched 3 episodes of it.
How'd it go?
It's not bad,
Really?
but
Hmm.
it is a walk. You remember how sometimes corny Walker was? Feel
Oh
good.
yeah.
Everything
Mhm.
would be wrapped up in 60 minutes.
Yeah.
This is the same. And I don't know how big it would
Okay.
do today's audience, but of course, with his fanfare, it would do
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be always on top of my list. It will be. I'll be watching it. I will only watch it when I need something to stimulate me, and I'm not doing nothing. Let me see.
Okay.
But I was surprised that they would try this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That is kind of surprising.
I
Certain
think it was.
things I
I
just
think it
don't
was
like
bold to
remakes
him
of.
to do this. I'm
Hmm.
Yeah.
always one Larry. If someone's did a good project, I would never want to be the replacement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Chuck
yeah.
Norris is, Chuck Norris is his own meme himself. He's made
Yeah.
it. He's a meme. And to
Literally.
try to top that, God,
Yeah.
What's going to be the next? He's trying to be the next crime Jordan, mean basically. And Supernatural put him on. He's Sam Winchester, and now I have to
I love
think
Manchester.
about him being
Uh,
Walker Texas Ranger. I think it's a big
That's some
bold
big
swing he's
shoes.
taking.
That's some big shoes to fill, for real, for real.
Oh, fun fact: Ruby, his wife, I call her Ruby, is in it.
oh, okay.
Second fun fact: she dies in the first episode. So it's like
Oh, hell.
anytime he's an actor in a show, his girls either get burned in the first episode or shot up in the first episode.
Damn.
Mm,
He just has
I
no
just, I
luck
just
with
think,
women.
I just think it's bold. I just think it's bold,
he
and I think it's a
dangerous.
big swing. And I think he's such an iconic character on, you know, on Supernatural that I just,
Do you think
I
that'll overshadow like his?
yes,
Mm,
because I
Mm-hmm.
still don't see him as Walker yet. He's still, hey, that's Sam Winchester, you know.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I could see that for a little
So
while.
he still has to do he has to put in some work,
Yeah.
and in order for him to do that, he's gonna have to make Walker his own
Yeah,
character.
Yeah.
I feel like there was another '90s TV show like Walker Texas Ranger, but it was with somebody else, and it was like I feel like he was either Native American. He was a Native American guy. I cannot remember the name of that TV show, but it was like I feel like I watched it all the time. And he was doing the same thing like he was a sheriff or somebody and he was karate chopping people and shit.
I think that was called martial law, and he wasn't Native American. He was
Was it?
Asian, and it had like it had Kelly
Was it? Let me have to look it up because now
martial law.
martial law.
Oh yeah, we. You know what? Why don't we ever do that? We can stop this and edit and fact check. Once we have
I
a
know.
producer that will
Heck
handle
yeah.
this and put stuff, yes, that's what we're gonna make them do. Fact checks. But I think it was martial law.
That was a different one. Oh,
I remember martial law though.
I'll have to remember what it is. I can't remember because he had that son, and I remember I thought his son was hot.
Oh,
It'll take forever.
your
But
hormones is remembering
I thought
shows.
he was hot.
Oh,
this was like in the '90s, so I'm like, what was that TV show? But
he
it was
was
kind of
Native
like the same.
America.
I thought so. Thought he
Was
was
this
Native.
King of the Hill? Or you think?
No, no, he was going around busting domes and shit. I don't know.
But how do y'all feel about him being characterized as Walker?
I think give him a chance. You can't just. Everybody's got to break out of their, starting role or whatever you want to call it.
Even a successful starting role after
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
15 seasons?
Daniel Radcliffe can't be Harry Potter forever. Like you can't. That's not fair.
Now he gonna be my Harry
But
Potter. I don't care nothing about that. That's gonna be he gonna be my Harry
But he's
Potter.
but you know
he's
what?
tried everything I think to not get away, but to prove that
Yeah.
he can be
Bing,
something
bing,
else.
bing, bing, bing. You right.
Yeah.
You right. Because I watched Guns Bambino, I think. And let's see, Now You See Me Too. He always and oh god, that's his this series where he was an angel and he was
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
save
yeah.
Earth from being destroyed. He takes stuff that's way different than he ain't doing wizard movies or shows or
Mm-hmm.
you know movies or streaming stuff like that. He went a different route. Uh, Jared, he's been in a dramatic series before, even though it was a thriller, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and this is not a thriller, but he's done this. He should try to make his mark somewhere else, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to
I mean,
grow.
everybody need a chance, and majority of a lot of actors and actresses either redo a role that someone else has already done and they just make it their own, or they just do like a remake of it. Of no.
Okay, Amber, that's fair because you know what I thought about when you said that Blade
What?
3, Ryan
Oh,
Reynolds
jeez.
was definitely acting like Deadpool in that movie, you know?
God, I love
And
Deadpool.
Yeah.
even though Blade 3 is Blade 3, the
Mhm.
only thing I did enjoy about it
Hmm.
was him, you know? But it made it made it more laughable than serious because
Yeah.
anytime he did his lines, I would laugh at him, you know?
See, and that's the thing. Like when you look at characters, going back into, I know we've talked about this a couple of episodes ago. We go back into, can these actors and actresses be replaced because of how much they've put into it? Thinking, take into account of that as well. That's why I feel that way, because I see him as Sam, although we shouldn't see them as just that one character, but that's how we know them. Just like we know Chuck as Walker, you know?
Adam West said before he
Adam
died,
West.
Adam West, rest in peace, he said playing Batman cost him so many other roles because
Hmm.
everybody seen him.
Oh,
Anytime he did the audition,
Yeah,
everybody seen him as Batman,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I
and
get
I
I
can see
that.
that.
and that's what I'm getting caught up to. Anytime I see him, anytime I see Dean, anytime I see Dean Morgan as Negan, I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
that's John
Oh, yeah.
Winchester. He
Yeah.
SOB for leaving his two sons.
Yep. To
You
live
know.
in a zombie
I,
world.
I think
Son of a
I think my girl was watching Greg's Anatomy, and he was on there. I'm like, look
Oh,
at
yeah.
Dean Winchester.
Yeah, yeah.
He was Thomas Wayne in that Batman movie. Got shot. I'm like, look at. So that's what happened to Dean Winchester. I
Yep.
always he's just Dean Winchester to me.
Yeah, see, and I hate that a person could be so good. That's all we see them as. It's just that character, not them as themselves or them as
Hey, that's
portraying another
iconic
role.
characters. Iconic
Yeah, that's
characters.
it. That's
Oh,
all.
I found the TV show. It's called Kung Fu: The Legend Continues. So it was Asian related.
Yes. Well, I was
I
thinking
don't think you
about
should really
a
see
Native
that, but
American crime fighting. I was like, no, I think it was Asian. Okay,
yeah.
Kung Fu. What?
Kung Fu: The Legend Continues.
Okay,
Hmm.
audience,
I
it's
remember
your
watching
job
that a
here.
lot.
Some
I
bearded
don't
nerd's
remember
going to give you
this.
some homework. Yeah, let's go on YouTube and see it. Let's rise their
It's
views up.
old. It is old. But I'm
let's
pretty
see.
sure it was like the
Let's see
same time.
what kind of girl just Angie was growing up, and see if this guy was hot.
Yeah. It was the son, not the old man. Let me just preface that.
I
Oh
mean, he
no!
kind of cute.
Hey,
Ain't gonna lie.
trust
Right?
us to make the decision for ourselves. Everybody's a suspect. Okay, we're gonna get into the nerd verse. Let's see. Kingpin's confirmed to be in the Hawkeye series. Um, Law
Okay.
and Order producers hint at Benson and Stabler having a relationship.
Oh god.
We're gonna talk about the Emmys. The Emmys came and went. We're gonna talk about stuff from the Emmys. Uh, Dungeons and Dragons launching a new book next year, and in the comic world, the Guardians of the Galaxies canceled after 18 episodes. Issues. Sorry, I said episodes. Issues. I want to talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy first because it's real simple. They're canceling the issue because they're phasing that team out to follow the Sword team, and that's kind of the space unit in Marvel
Oh.
Comics now. Sword. Um, and a lot of the characters are interchangeable in both teams. So Marvel was saying they're just trying to shore up the roster and uh, viewership and buyership for the Guardians of the Galaxy uh, comics has been sales have dropped basically, and that's one of the things that James Gunn, you know, brought to that series when it came, Guardians of the Galaxy. Who actually checked for Guardians of the Galaxy? Who was actually excited when Marvel was announcing it? Angie, Amber.
I
I
knew
mean,
nothing about him.
I knew something about him, but I wasn't gonna say. I was gonna watch it because I like Marvel comics, but
I
that's about
knew
it.
about the character Danos, but I really didn't know
Mhm.
Danos at the time, and his daughter Gamora, and I
Yeah.
really didn't know of Gamora at the time. And once I seen the film, of course, that was my
Yeah.
favorite. We talked about James Gunn making a ragtag team uh, of superhero individuals becoming a team and a family, and
Mhm.
the movies I really enjoy it. It made me enjoy and have new respect for the team. But after that, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 came out. You last seen them kind of in Infinity War and Endgame. But since they not been on a the big screen and streaming and stuff like that, the
Mhm.
comics sales have dropped. So, you
Yeah.
know, uh, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is coming out, so hopefully, Marvel Comics will like, hey, we'll try to get this back launching again.
Mhm.
I don't really have too much of it because comics right now I'm not following Guardians of the Galaxy, but I just wanted to mention it because Marvel mentioned it.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragon. I don't play Dungeons and Dragon.
I
I
haven't
Uh,
played in a while, but see, Angie on top of it.
do.
Angie. So do you know about this new launch coming next year, early uh, January, February?
I don't. I was really interested to see what they're gonna put out. Like, are they putting out a new player's guide? The player guide. Like,
Like a strat guide.
I think they are. I don't know
I
nothing
don't know.
about Dungeons and Dragon, only the current
Oh,
news.
never mind. You don't have to go get it. Don't worry about it.
But I can't pause it to read the article to you if you want to do that.
Yeah, because I wonder if
Okay,
That would
that's
be
okay.
lovely.
because they
Let
come
me
out with
pause.
like the storybooks every couple. Like they come out with the new play. I don't know what they call it, but yes, go ahead. Sorry.
He looking at it.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna find it.
Take
Sorry.
your time.
I wrote it down in my notebook, but you know what I'm gonna start doing? I'm just gonna start putting stuff like how you do. Just start putting stuff in our group chat. Let's
Mm.
see.
Mhm.
3 more books coming out this year. Let's see. But I want to do the last book because they changed it to 2022. Let me put 2022.
Thank you. Yeah, the player's handbook. So that's what that looks like.
Yeah. So see, I said strat guide, which I meant strategy
Yeah,
guide. That's what I was going by. But
yeah, and it has what do I have labeled? I have classes, races, spells, grounds. What are
I ain't
grounds?
seen that
Oh,
in a while.
backgrounds
God,
and weapons. So that's
I
how you
can't.
build like all your character stuff is in this
Yeah,
bad boy. And
I
then
can't tell you the last time I looked at. I'm gonna call it a strat guide because that's what I
yeah,
know it
no, that's
is.
fine. What is this? This is
Okay.
like the E5.
Okay. It says Wizards of the Coast plans to release a new Dungeons and Dragon book in January 2022. Amazon.com just posted a listing. It's planned to be released January 25th. The book will be $170,
Whew.
which is, they say, it's the same price as the current box sets containing game's 3 core rule books. I don't know what that means. You,
Excuse me.
Angie, no? She said no.
I don't know.
Um,
Unless that's like a dungeon master thing.
the
Yeah,
new
more than
adventure
likely.
book, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
So, oh,
How much?
sorry. Say those again.
Sorry, what?
What did you just say? Witch's light and what else?
Sorry. Okay. Sunday during Wizard of the Coast D&D celebration, a live
Oh,
streaming event held to celebrate the release of D&D's new adventure book, The
oh,
Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
okay, okay.
So, how often do you play that a lot?
Um, not as much as I feel like I would like to.
If
Um,
any of our fans is a Dungeons and Dragon player, just be ready. January, save your Christmas money
yeah.
and be ready
Yeah.
January.
Just tell everybody get your Amazon gift card.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder what it's gonna
gift
be.
card.
Well, I'm not a. I'm a many types of nerds, but I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons nerd, and I'm not shaming them. I mean, everybody has their own nerdom, so I'm just, if you haven't heard, which they probably have, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's coming. And hey, if you're looking to do something new with your nerdom, hey, it's coming January next year.
Look, a
Uh,
few months now.
Yeah.
that Hawk, the Hawkeye series is confirming that Kingpin's in it. So, last week we was talking about Jessica Jones wanting
Mm-hmm.
to start her series back again. I'm not saying the character Jessica Jones, the actor, is not Jessica Jones, but the
I wonder
character
who it
is.
is. Is it like
Um,
Kristen something?
yes, but that makes me excited. Maybe if Kingpin's here, Daredevil has a chance to be rebooted. Luke Cage,
True.
uh, Jessica
Mm.
Jones, and I guess you can reboot Iron Fist if you want us to
Oh
have
I
God.
that misery.
mean,
Please
But
don't. I
but
mean, maybe do just I don't know. Maybe get better script writers or get a better. I don't know
just
if it was the
have him just
acting or
like
if it was the
yeah,
script.
now,
Like
now
I
it's
I don't know.
time for reflection. Yeah, they
Yeah.
have a chance to redo it and make it good.
Yeah.
Okay, this is before I get to the image. This is what I want to talk about. Uh, Law and Order producers hint at Benson's and Stabler's relationship,
Oh Lord.
talking about they might dive into a love story between the
That's the
two.
elephant in the room for I think
mm-hmm.
anybody who ever watched
I hate this.
SVU.
Yeah,
No, oh
me.
no, I love SVU. Anytime when kids are getting diddled on the
Whoa.
screen, I'd be like, oh yeah, Ice T. Ice T's the worst SVU detective because somebody's like, yeah, he's in a relationship with a 13-year-old girl, and he'd be like, hey, that's statutory rape. No shit, you're supposed to be a detective. You know?
Child.
What? Come on, Ice T, give me some better acting to that.
Oh
You know?
God.
He
But
always
anyway,
look like he just want to fight.
Right?
but
That's it.
but I love SUV, but I don't love this move because as an American viewer, I love the stories where the hero always has to fight for his love interest or her love interest, but never
Mm-hmm.
get it. And I feel like anytime where, like Friends, Ross gets his Rachel, like The Office, Jim and Pam finally connect, that it makes the show lose its momentum. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
This has been whispered about for years,
Oh
ever
yeah.
since they've been partners. And
Yeah.
yes, it's kind of cliche to say, hey, she's a girl, he's a man, they gotta at some point do this and this. They've had a very
That sexual tension has always been there.
yes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but
Let's just
but more than that, they was always partners and always, they
Yeah.
never did anything out of sight. It was never no fair or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that part. They was just close,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
they was this. If this happens, then I'll know that this show's coming to an end. Because that usually what happens. You see the Friends first four season, Ross was always pining for Rachel, and yes,
Mm-hmm.
Friends lasted for about what 8 more seasons after that. Or no, let's see,
Oh, I
they
have no
did what
idea.
10 seasons, 8 seasons,
Mm-hmm. It's a
9 seasons.
lot.
Well, you know, there was no once you do that story where they get together, it's kind of hard to undo it and get that new zeal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. Do y'all want to see this? Do y'all want to see this?
I
Because
don't
I know
know.
y'all imagine this. I know y'all
Well,
imagine this would happen.
I mean, after this long, I didn't think it would because they didn't went this long without it actually happening. But like with them being just friends, that just showed it put a new aspect on you can be friends without being together. You get what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
be of the opposite sex. You don't have
Hmm.
to be together. Y'all can literally be just friends and
Yeah,
nothing happen. But now they
yeah.
finna try to like make something out of nothing.
I I think that's the best story. It's like in a workplace and corporate, there's just because you're opposite sex don't mean there has to be something. It's just a tired cliche, I think.
hmm
And I've been so negative this podcast. Have I been negative? I'm
No.
always finding
No.
I should
Oh.
just be like nerding out about stuff. I'm just all negative today, but it's just like, oh no, I just think it's the wrong move because this is this is what we've always think about that we wanted, but we don't really want to see because
hmm
it just what makes them special.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think what you're thinking. Like, if they get together, that's kind of bring an end to the show. Like,
hmm
there's the happy ending that all the shippers of those two would have
Yeah.
wanted, and then
Yeah.
that's it.
You done this show for 20 years. So what are you going to do? Hey, we're going to come together
Or
and
they
then
kill one
what
of
two
them.
seasons it don't work out, so we're going back. You can't undo this if you're going to go this route.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
make a Grey's Anatomy move.
it
Yeah.
has to be y'all go out in the sunset together or something happens, but yeah, it's going to be it has to be the end. It
Hmm.
has to be.
Yeah.
I
See, and
agree.
I really don't want them to get to the point where I'm not gonna say I hate Grey's because my husband is a Grey's Anatomy fanatic. Like I had to sit through every
Really.
single season from beginning to the end to watch it. But like, if they do that and they try to continue it, then it's gonna be focused on nothing but their relationship the whole time, and they're gonna try to have problems afterwards and all this and that. I don't want to see all that. I see that enough in other dramas and stuff.
Oh yes.
I
Oh yes.
loved Grey's Anatomy. I think until like season maybe 3 or whenever, as soon as Izzy cut
Yeah.
Denny's driveline,
Mhm.
and then after that, I was kind of like, okay, watched it
Mhm.
sporadically, and then when she got cancer and stuff, I was like, all right, I'm not really
Yeah.
interested in this anymore.
Same.
Yeah. Trust me, I
Same.
tried.
That Angie, that's same for me. Yeah. Um. Okay. TV shows do better. And speaking of TV shows, the Emmys. The Emmys are promoting this week. They're This is the most nominations they have gave people of color and the
When is it
award
airing?
nominations. So that's what they're boasting about.
Ooh, I need Botox. When is the
So
Emmys airing?
uh, it has already aired, and we're
Oh,
going to talk about it in the
just
pod
kidding.
title. But yeah,
Just kidding.
this was okay. So we're going to let you on a little secret. We were supposed to do this a week ago, where it was going to air because I wanted to talk about it, but we will talk about it in the pod. But
Okay.
Okay.
yes, that's one thing the Emmys promoted heavily. They had the most nominations for people of color in all categories. So
Oh,
we're
I'm
going to talk about that next. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back.
I'm gonna get some more coffee, and I thought I had heard about that.
I got pee, so.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna get my
Mm.
notes together. We'll come back in 5.
Ooh, I know I'm not looking at what I'm looking at. Let me go get my coffee.
Hey Angie, do you have a nerdgasm and a nerdism? I mean, a nerdgasm and a make me stream.
Yep, I got one.
Hmm.
Anybody have a nerdism?
Oh, I don't really know.
I did a
Is
Christopher.
that
We did Christopher Lloyd. We did the last time we did 9/11. Anybody know anything nerdy? Anybody's done that we want to recognize?
I went to
um?
Brufari last weekend.
Hey,
Zufari? What?
Brufari. Hold on.
Brufari?
what's that? Oh, well, tell us later. Don't tell me that. Tell us. Tell
Yeah,
us.
yeah. Okay, that'll be our nerdisms then.
I
You tell
got.
us all about it.
I was like, I got a nerdgasm, and that's about it.
Let's see. My make me streams clickbait and
Yo.
squad game, and let's see. My nerdgasm is the Red Notice trailer.
Oh
Well, I
yeah.
guess mine is a little bit of both for make me stream and nerdgasm. I guess mine is gonna be game wise this time.
Oh,
Yeah,
mine
good,
too.
good, good, good.
Yay! Lit. I, um, I gotta play Marvel Avengers,
Ooh,
so that's my
yeah.
make me stream. And nerdgasm is gonna be Back for Blood.
Yeah, what's
A
that?
left for dead. It's basically what.
Oh, don't tell me. Tell me on the thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
we'll
it's,
do that.
oh, I'm excited. I'm gonna be
Oh
streaming it
god,
soon too.
I'm gonna mess you up. I'm gonna say poo shiesty.
Who
What?
shiesty?
I have no idea what that means.
Oh, Back in Blood. Oh, you know
Oh, okay.
what?
Never mind. Don't say. Don't spoil it.
Keep it all.
Yeah, so look at me. All right, let's end this 30 minutes strong. Okay, here we go.
Woo
I
woo.
be.
Welcome back, guys. I'm some bitter nerd here. We're the nerds of tomorrow. Uh, this pod is called "Do Not Attempt to Adjust the Color," and so basically, in a nutshell, we're talking about people of color overtaking the filming industry, Hollywood, getting their just due on the big screen,
Mhm.
in television, movies, film, underground movies. Um, you see more people of color trying to own more of the entertainment industry. And where are we seeing these things at? We're seeing more people of color get more writing credits. We're seeing more people of color getting more direct, big budget directing contracts. We've always seen actors, that's actors, actresses, and stuff like that. But that's and but here's the question: why are we seeing this now? Why are you think in 2020, 2021, we're seeing this more? Like I was saying about the Emmys. Hey, look at all this diverse uh, nominations and this diversity in the entertainment industry films. Why do y'all think that is?
I'm gonna be the elephant in the room and say they don't want to be racist. You see? I mean,
You
just
think this is a cover for a PC cover to say, hey, look, this is what we're doing. We're acknowledging
I'm gonna
I
bring this
mean,
that
camera.
that's
there's
how
more
I feel.
flavors.
Just like just how you get
Stop,
a
stop, stop,
job.
everybody now. Angie, you got it.
I don't
Are you
know.
happy with it? Are you
No,
happy with it? Hold
no.
on.
She's like,
Can you hear me?
no,
No, I don't like it. There we go. Kind of.
She's
It's attached to
adjusting the
the
camera.
wall.
I'm
It's not
sorry.
even
that's
attached to
good.
my computer. Okay.
I'm sorry. Audience, she was adjusting her computer. It was going
Oh
everywhere
no,
and it
you
was
good.
distracting me. And I
I
was
know.
talking like this and that and okay. Yeah.
All right, I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I'm sorry, Amber.
You
Keep going.
good.
Keep
You
going because you
good.
make a good point.
But yeah, I mean, just like how they having jobs, they don't have to. But like in the standards, they're like, oh, well, they can't really not hire you because of your ethnicity and your religion and all that. I feel like they're trying to do the same thing in Hollywood. They can't really not nominate you because of your color and because of your religion and because of
So
they
you
don't.
thinking we're seeing more of this now because they want to be more PC and more make it seem like they have evolved into this new realm of their qualifications.
That's good putting it. Yeah, yeah, I say that. Yes.
What about you, Angie?
Um, Same. I feel like that more people have just been speaking up and calling out the committee on their bullshit. I
Hmm.
mean, it's a I don't I'm pretty sure that it's a bunch of old white men sitting on this committee picking out movies. And I
Always,
think yeah.
always, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree
So
with you.
people are getting tired of it. That
Yep.
it's
And I bet you after they decide who should win what awards, they decide what to do with women's bodies. I think they're the same
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
imagine,
It's
when I
always
imagine
old white
that
men.
that type of people, I imagine them. They're like, all right, this is what we're gonna do to women next. Let's
Mhm.
make
Hmm.
let's make tampons not available to everybody.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's double
Completely.
charge them.
Completely agree.
Uh-huh.
Um, so you think so? Basically, y'all both are agreeing with. I mean, Angie, you're agreeing with Amber's take about hey, they're just being PC and wanna hey, this is the move to do to make us seem like we've evolved.
Mhm.
Um, that that Emmys um run down into the nerdverse. I didn't go into it deeply. I just wanted to say what the Emmy was boasting about the most nominations of any year of people of color. and they made a a big all week before the Emmys came on, a big spectacle about this. They're saying, "Hey, this is the first black directing team on a series. This is uh
That's
uh
all PR. Like they are
the
doing that purposely.
of yes,
Hmm.
and of yes, I agree, of course. But that's what they blurred. They said the first all black disc, the first Indian disc. Last year when they did Parasite, or when Parasite won 2 years ago at the
Mhm.
Oscars, they saying this is the first Asian director and uh, actor, majority of minority film. They just, this is the first. This is the first. This is first. And I really get tired of hearing that
It's kind of sad
personally,
too.
Yeah.
because it's not really the first. It's the first. They want to acknowledge it,
Hmm.
you
Mhm.
know,
Good point.
because every culture has their great storytellers, their great stories, their great works of
Mhm.
art. It's only
Mhm.
the first. It's only the first to Hollywood because they're always slow to the take of
Mhm.
evolving to see more than what they know. And we've
Mhm.
all had to do it. I'm sure, you know, when I grew up, I didn't see many dolls or action figures that looked like me, and I'm sure
Mhm.
with y'all being girls, you didn't see a lot of black dolls that looked like you, Amber, or
Mhm.
Angie. I'm sorry to say, you are, what would you say? You're Asian American? Well,
Yeah, biracial Asian American. Yeah,
yeah. I just wanted to get. I didn't want to get it
I don't
wrong.
even know what I call myself either, so
Okay. Yeah,
I don't
but
really know what it's been.
but did you see many
Oh.
dolls that looked like
Oh
you growing
no,
up? You
no.
know, did you
Mhm.
see did you see many heroes that looked like us growing up? We always, since we was little, we always had to look outside the box culturally and racially to great works of art. We didn't see many people like us in the entertainment world or
Mhm.
entertainment fields. But so we at a young age was already adapted to look outside our culture and to be arm opening to other stuff. Hey, that's how we got started like in anime.
Mhm.
That's how we got to learn stuff outside of culture, and it's
Mhm.
always seems like Hollywood or the people in power always late at it, and now that they're slowly going at it at a slow pace, they always want to pat their back about, hey, this is what we're doing. This is the first. This is the first. This ain't the first. This is the first. Y'all want to acknowledge it, and we shouldn't
Mhm.
always. And I don't want to celebrate no more firsts because it should be the first.
Mhm.
I know when Black Panther came out, they was like, this is the first all black cast film with a black director, and it wasn't all
Mhm.
black cast. It was, sorry, majority black cast film
Mhm.
and an
Yeah.
all black cast director,
Mhm.
and they really boosted that a lot. And I was like, man, I don't want to hear that. I just want to hear it's a good story. I want it to
Yeah.
rise in the box office because of its work of art, not
Mhm.
try to tie color into it,
Culture. Mhm.
because I don't, you know, I like seeing this multiverse of flavor in the entertainment field because it just, opens up our culture.
Mhm.
I also wonder like what the Emmy ratings have been lately. Like,
The Emmy ratings have not been good, and so
so
they've been trying to catch
yeah,
waves.
I
And
think
so
that's
this
what
is
it
what
is too.
and this is what they came out with. So I'm saying this about the Emmys because, all right, before, this is what they published. So after the Emmys, right, they said, hey, this has been the most nominations by people of color, the most nominations. Did you know that the winners, guess how many uh,
I ain't gonna guess because I already looked.
Oh, no.
Guess, Angie, guess how many people of color took home awards? Guess. They've
Out
been
of like
boasting
how
about this
many?
all week. They've been boasting about this all week.
I'm
Like
gonna
And
out
so
of
sip my
when it
coffee.
happened,
yeah,
guess how many people of color actually won?
yeah. Out of how many though? Like what? How many awards are there to be won? Because I
Let's
don't
say
want to
award.
overclock and go like,
It was
oh,
like
Let's
70,
200.
I think.
No, okay. I don't know, like 50.
Amber.
Hmm.
Ha, uh,
How
you
did you
know how
say
many?
it?
No, 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 no. I want you to say it.
I don't want to be wrong and say none, but from me skimming through the majority mass of the main Emmys, I didn't see any color on him.
What?
And that's the problem.
Wait, okay,
That
so
is
hold
the
on.
problem.
So they
They're always
boasted about
boasting.
people of color winning and nobody won.
They boasted about nominations,
Oh.
but
Yes.
how out of everyone now? What's his now?
So that's like a
Listen,
trick question right there. That's
you
that's
see.
shady. That's some shady dealing right there.
So
Yes.
you have like
And
five
it was
nominations.
embarrassment. It's embarrassment. You
Yeah,
know
you got like
how
five
they still
nominations.
yet we are being held prisoner by Hollywood because they're slow to this game. They're slow
Hmm.
to this game. And they always want to boast about the little inch they take when they can just jog miles, but they want to take a little inch,
Hmm.
and that's what sets us culturally behind everybody else. But I'm not saying us because, like I said, we grew up not see. Angie, did you have a Asian American doll
No,
growing up?
no.
Who was your favorite Asian American character in TV shows?
I think the first one I ever like witnessed. Oh well. Okay, hold on. Probably the like first one I can remember is Mulan,
Okay,
and
I
that
love
was what
Mulan.
90 something
I'm gonna
2000.
Okay,
say
I would
93.
say
how many people can you
7.
put on your hand?
Oh,
How many
not very
relatable
many.
characters have you seen growing up on TV that you can be like, hey, I can choose from this?
Maybe 2.
Yeah,
Mulan and Jackie Chan, and that's that's the dude. So
30.
1.
And you've been revolving around this with the Earth around the sun 35 years.
Yes.
What do y'all think about that? About Hollywood?
Oh, I think it's
Okay.
becoming more generation, like a generation thing. Like the Emmys, I think are stuck in a time when award shows were a huge thing to watch,
Hmm.
which was maybe 10, 15 years ago. I think a lot of people sat down to watch like the Emmys or the Oscars or the Tonys. I mean, I remember being a teenager and making sure to make time to watch the MTV Movie Awards or the
Hmm.
MTV Music Awards just because I wanted to see who was performing, what people were wearing, like just to
Hmm.
see. Now I could give two shits about what's going on, like with the Emmys or anything like
Thanks.
that. But I do feel that there is a certain generation that make time um,
Yeah.
to like go for those award shows or like yeah, make time for those award shows, which are generally like the Zoomers or not
I never
Zoomers,
say
the
the
Boomers.
yeah
I think it's definitely
YouTubers and
a
all
Boomer
that.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm. I can kill
So,
this.
so on the show, it said, there's big 12. It said 12 categories,
Mm-hmm.
and of all the big nominations, people of color, it took that once the Emmy turned on, started broadcasting live. It took 2 hours for them to finally get to, let's see, the show RuPaul's Drag Race
That's the only one
for
that I've seen so far.
yep for outstanding competition program.
Hmm.
Okay, but
Have
like what other competition programs was it going up against?
Oh,
I
What were
will
the other ones?
I will
okay.
look.
And we also have David Allen which Debbie Allen has been around for like years now. She's like probably in her 70s
It,
now.
it
And
wasn't
just
televised. It wasn't televised.
Oh, okay.
point
So
being.
I'm like, I wonder what some of the other ones, just like for myself and seeing the other movies, be like, no, that person of color movie was the clear winner. Like, but they didn't choose that
Hmm.
winner.
Hmm.
Was it because of
Hmm.
the colorism happening?
Yes, and no, and I'm not saying if there was better shows to beat them, that's better shows to beat them. But I don't understand why Hollywood, the Emmys, boasted about this. I just remember that
To
was a
bring in
big lead
ratings
up.
of views
They just
that
like,
Yeah.
hey, check us out. We're doing a new Emmy show. Things have changed. Look at
has
all these nominations, and it was heavy with different ethnic groups taking
Hmm.
categories, but yet
nobody
2
won.
hours into the program, you seeing the same people, the same
Hmm.
color, win it
Hmm.
over and over again.
Hmm.
But then
And it,
next year they can talk about the ratings. I bet that, oh, well, all of this happened last year and we brought in this many new viewers and this many new
Hmm.
things. Um, with all of the people of color being available or like nominated or something. Like they're doing it for 100% PR bullshit.
Oh
yes,
yeah, for
I
sure.
agree.
That's maddening.
I agree. And this is the time where, you know, ever since the Cheerio commercial with the biracial parents, you see, I don't, t- I can't tell you how many commercials I see now. You see biracial parents, or no,
Hmm.
biracial kids, and blended interracial couple families. You
Hmm.
see that all the time in commercials now.
Yep.
Hmm.
You're seeing more. Uh, uh, Shang-Chi, a big box office. Black Panther 4 years ago, big box office. You got
Hmm.
The Legend of Korra. Uh,
Hmm.
she a animated strong female lead character with no flaws in my
Hmm.
opinion. There's great diversity in artwork in the Hollywood industry. I just don't know why they're just taking their slow time, because
Old white men.
our us
Hmm.
fans have evolved, are so over evolved them that we're waiting for them to catch up. There's plenty of stories out there that we can get, except they
Hmm.
want to recycle the old stuff, the old stuff, the old stuff.
Hmm. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't really watched a lot of it because I'm not big into drama series. But do you know how many people? And I work in a predominantly white company. I heard them talk about Bridgerton
Oh
so
yeah.
much, and my God, like that's mainly
Hmm.
colored people in Bridgerton, and like, have you
Mhm.
heard of this? Have you watched this? And I'm like, no, really. And they looking at me surprised. I'm like, am I supposed to be watching it? I
Right,
mean, like I said, I'm not a drama series person, so what they'll look up, but still, it's the fact of that just tells you right there that that particular series in itself should have probably won at least one of them, but they
yes,
I
didn't.
commend Shonda Rhimes and the production people, whoever, casting, however they did it, because I did watch that TV show and like like
Hmm.
crazy person, like ah, but how they portrayed everybody in that series was just amazing. Like
Hmm.
in that TV show, color had nothing to do with anything.
Yep.
right,
You had white people as, maids and butlers, you had Asian people as maids and butlers, you had a black lady as a queen, you had a black man as a lord and a, I think, like a duchess. Like it didn't matter.
Hmm.
Everybody was just so intermingled. Like it was just amazing.
right.
Hmm.
And I hope they're going to keep doing that because I think the new lead female that's going to be coming in is, I think she's Indian.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like,
So
this is going to be
do
really
you think
cool.
that's the perfect show that should be pushed more?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Deletes the idea of like color
What?
pertaining to status.
Yep. What we were taught as kids of who were at certain levels and what everyone's position was in that era. That has
Yes.
nothing to do with the show
Yes.
anymore. It,
Fabulous explanation.
anybody can be whatever they want to be, basically, in the show.
I'm sorry to do this because I want to stick to people of color, but I'm going to name two predominantly black shows that was oddly canceled after the first season of doing great numbers. The Watchmen on HBO and Lovecraft Country.
Yep.
I was surprised with that one.
That one
I was surprised with both of them
That it got canceled.
because
I don't
it's
know
all
about the
about
Watchmen,
viewership.
but
It's all about viewership, and if you're getting the numbers, why are you getting canceled?
that's a really good.
I can understand if you're not getting the viewership, but it seems like Hollywood, like if Hollywood don't relate to it or don't see it as relatable, they're like, no, let's put more stuff in there. They're not, they're claiming diversity, but they're not. You know,
Were they only planning on doing like one season of
it said it
like
will not be
Lovecraft?
renewed. It will
So
not
that
be
was just.
renewed.
Oh yeah, so that's their PR way of saying it got canceled.
Yeah.
That's really surprising.
And
Right.
Lovecraft Country
Because
definitely had a huge
all the
fan base.
awards nominations it was lined up to get, and awards it's already won from other shows or other award shows. Yes, and that's the thing. This is why I put this in the pod title because I've been seeing it a lot. Hollywood, why does it always take the majority to recognize the minority artwork when
That's a really good
we're
question.
we're minorities and we will always recognize all kinds of artwork. Our mindset has already at a young age to see outside the color box, metaphorically. Why is it taking them so slow?
I I always say personally, I feel like it's how you're taught when you're young.
Of
Too.
course, you
And that's just what
innocents
your mind is.
they know no division. Children is like, hey, we're in the world together. We all bleed the same.
Yep.
You can, it's taught through venomous ways,
Oh yeah,
through
for sure.
actions, through stuff we tell, stuff we're told, stuff we see,
Yep.
stuff that is assumed about us,
Oh yeah. And
and
this
it's
is
just, I I'm a nerd. I love content, but I want to see new content. I don't want to
oh
see
yeah.
the same stuff over again. Uh, John Singletary, y'all know him. He does like every kind of black gangster movie.
I
He
have
does
to I
Boys in the
have to
Hood. He does everything like that. Sometimes I
it ain't
don't
coming
want.
to me.
Sometimes I don't like seeing his movie because it always shows either black crime or this drug dealing, this the
Oh yeah.
unsavory
Okay.
stuff, and the majority will see that and always associate that with us if we
Yeah.
don't stop it. And I think it's excellent that y'all mentioned Bridgerton because it needs to be more stuff like that in Hollywood. That way, it will
hmm
open people's eyes, to see more stuff. Hey, this stuff like Shang-Chi, like hey, great!
Yeah.
I finally seen it. Good superhero movie.
Heck
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Sorry, audience. I seen Venom too. I'll talk about that next week. Um, but it leads to hey, Black Panther came out 4 years ago, and it went number two before it finally settled back in the fourth place
hmm
of worldwide of history.
hmm
We Parasite. It's Hollywood's finally recognizing other stuff, other
hmm
aspects and stuff like that. That's what they're trying to say. But in real retrospect, they still just moving an inch. And we need
Yeah.
to, as fans and people who love content, I'm talking to us as everybody, us, the audience, we should
Hmm.
really stay on Hollywood just to keep pushing out there, pushing stuff that we want to see, pushing stories to
Hmm.
see stuff that will stimulate us to, hey, get us thinking, look, there's life beyond, there's life in cultural stuff beyond us.
Hmm. Most definitely, I feel that for sure. This is gonna be a side note. This is a side story that I actually have. My one of my best friends that I work with, he's white, and he told me a story. And we both have lived in Alabama all our lives. And he said he didn't see his first black person until he was 14 years old. And that was that's living in Alabama all his life. It was because of, I can't remember where he said he used to live, but he said that's how he was grown, like that's how he grew up. That's what he was taught. He was taught that black people were scary. And he said when he saw the first black person, he didn't know what to do. He just was staring at her, and she was looking at him weird because he's like, "Why are you
Ah,
staring at me?" But he
Wow.
was like, "I." He said, "Now, of course, like he's nothing like that."
he
But
he he entered a new world.
yeah,
He was
like
I
that
can't
sheltered.
was
believe that that still exists. Like that kind of thing can still happen.
yeah.
Yes.
Like
And
that's
me and
just
Oh
him
yeah.
are
crazy
close
to
in
me.
age. That's what's crazy. Like it's not like this
Yeah.
was years ago. We're close in age, so this is something that's still going on to this day.
The world's not.
So
I mean,
weird.
the United States is not fully integrated yet. It's not fully integrated. There's small
Mm-mm.
towns where I stay at here now. Hear the same
Mm-hmm.
stories like you. You know.
Oh
Um.
yeah, down the south of Indiana, it's not. I don't feel like a nice place.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I live in a predominantly white
I'm worried
area,
about
so
it.
trust me, my little girl probably like the only, probably like the fifth child that's actually of color in her school, and I'm just like, oh Lord, my baby.
Yeah.
But what do y'all think the future will look like now? What do you think the future is going to look like in Hollywood? Because now they're announcing, hey, this is the most. The Emmys announcing this is the most nominated uh, people of colors that we ever did. What do you think the future of Hollywood would be? Do you still think we're going to still be talking about this, or do you think they're going to move forward and try to push the agenda and not just always be PR? Do you think that this is going to stick with PR stuff and give, say if women start getting more upset, they're going to start like, hey, we're going to give you nominations, stuff like that? Or do you think that Hollywood will eventually, once the older generation gets out of power, the newer one comes in? What do y'all think?
I hope that it'll become more progressive in the coming. It's just
You
like it's
hope or you think?
2021. Like, why is it still taking so damn long? Like, just do it. Like, what is the problem?
Like we have people who are struggling to come out as gay and lesbian. Oh, the whole LGBTQ community is having problems coming out where we should be past our little part right here with culture, and we still can't even get past that. So if we can't get past this, how we gonna get to the point to where we can get past to where they can have their time too? You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
It's
we
becoming
still
very
at,
stunted.
yeah, we're still like in the 50s. Like we're still acting like this is the 50s and 60s, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
I
Agreed.
I think once we have more people of color in power that can overwatch Hollywood or be in powerful positions in Hollywood, it will
Mm-hmm.
stay like this.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Agreed.
See, but also, how do I want to say this? It's probably been to a point where people of color or any ethnicity have tried to get in higher positions, but how many times have they been knocked down?
Oh, I bet a lot.
To
Hmm.
like to
And
and you
it's probably
overshadowed.
it's probably
Mm-hmm.
who you know, a good old boys
Always.
club. It probably
Mm-hmm.
is. It probably is. Well, I don't have no more about this subject. I just when I seen that the image was coming up, that's why I wanted to put this pod subject near it. It is a shame that we didn't get to do it on the day because I I was I was ready to get on the Emmys anyway because they was just hitting me on the head with, hey, this is the first this, the first this, the first this, and
Mm-mm.
this is the most nominations. And to do all that and to fizzle out, you didn't get the first award was 2 hours into it. After 2 hours, longer than 2 hours, over 2 hours till you
Mm-hmm.
got just the one and you
Bless
show
you.
that's
Thank you.
uh I just think it's not 2021. They trying to promote, hey, they're evolved, but it shows how slow the evolution is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Technology is moving faster than evolution, and
Yeah.
that's saying.
Okay, and we'll be back. Okay, we're gonna do our things. We'll be out in 12 minutes. God.
Bet.
Okay, welcome back. All right, uh, we're gonna get our make me streams together. Right now, currently, I am watching Squid Game on Netflix. I am 5 episodes in. It is. I should have researched. I think it's a Korean
Hmm.
adaptation of a Korean series. Right? Am I
I just know it's Korean. I don't know
okay?
anything much beyond
Uh,
that.
I love shows like this in these alternate universes where stuff like that can happen if it was like
Mm-hmm.
out there. Uh, basically, it's around 400 people of the lower society that owes the government debt. The government is giving them a chance to be billionaires, and all they had to do is win simple child games. It seems simple enough until I'm going to tell you the first game in the first episode is red light, green light. Everybody plays red light, green light.
Mm-hmm.
But if you lose, you get shot.
God,
Yep.
shut
And that's
box.
all I'm going to say. Spoiler alert. I'm
Yeah.
going to hit that on that one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I suggest you watch it. And that's one of my make me stream. I did two. I finished Clickbait. Uh,
Nice.
it's a show heavily promoted on Netflix. If you like things that has twists and turns, I suggest you watch Clickbait. Don't pay attention to the main actress because her haircut really frustrates me, and it and I just want her to do something with it. But besides that, Clickbait is about a sister that sees her brother on the internet holding cue cards up saying he abuses women, and at 500 views, he is going to die live on air, or he's going to get killed, and she's racing against the viewership as it's going up and getting near 5 million. She's trying to find him, save his life, and find out the truth of what's happening. I suggest you watch it. Both the Make Me Streams I mentioned are on Netflix. So, ladies, whoever can start yours.
I'm interested on yours, Angie. Go ahead.
Oh. So, all right, my make me stream is a video game on Steam. It's called Phasmophobia for Halloween. Um, it was I think released last year. It's 13.99.
Yes.
It's an online co-op or I think a single player. And
I'm
Steam
excited.
describes it as a 4-player online co-op psychological horror where you and your team are paranormal investigators.
We
Mm-hmm.
need to play that for a
It
Halloween
will.
podcast.
I feel
Mm-mm.
like it's scary-ish. I feel like I've played scarier games, but it's still like a really fun co-op game. Um, yeah,
You're not
that's what I
finna
got
catch
for.
me playing a scary game. That's what you're not finna do.
And then yeah, that's all I got for Make Me Stream. I don't think I have anything else.
Okay, Mama Bear.
All right, so I guess I technically got two because I've been heavy on Apex, but
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with Marvel Avengers first because it just came out on Xbox Game Pass. It's been out since
Mm.
August of 2020. If you,
Hmm.
I don't know if it's on PlayStation now, but if it's not, it's $20 in the store. Marvel Avengers, I'm liking it. I'm loving it. It's everything that I need. It's open world. Um,
Oh, cool.
I've been wanting to play Marvel Avengers for a while now. If I'm not mistaken, you can create your own character, basically, kind of like make your own hero. Um,
Mama Bear, what kind of powers would you want?
ooh,
I
I'm gonna be honest
want.
with you.
Oh, look, you
Teleportation, so I won't have to pay
go.
no
Ooh,
gas.
ooh.
Oh, that's very adult.
take take
Very.
that, big gasoline, big oil.
Yeah.
Go anywhere I want.
Or what if you could like manipulate gas and oil, like crude oil, kind of like Magneto does with metal?
Ooh, yeah,
Wouldn't that be
Yes.
kind of cool? Although I'd probably like
that
catch on
would be.
My,
fire or something.
But
if
you'd be
I have
balling.
powers,
Mm.
I would want to have a force field, but that also will help me fly and I can blast people.
Just
Fair.
bombarding
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna live in a bubble
Yes.
that blows hot air at people. Those are called
Not
farts.
bubble. I'll be
Oh,
some bearded bubble boy.
that's
Some beautiful.
way too long.
I'll work on the
Hold on.
name.
Some bearded bubble boy. So you got SBBB.
It's triple B.
S triple B. Yeah. Triple B's.
Find it. I
Triple
want to be
B's, yeah,
called
say triple B's.
Teenage
No.
War Sonic. What did she say her name was?
Oh, Teenage Negasonic War something.
God,
Negasonic.
it's too long.
Negasonic? I don't know.
Yes, yes. Okay, that's my name. Yeah, that's my name.
Warhead, I think.
What about you, Angie?
Oh, I don't know. What would my I don't know, just to be funny.
Oh God, she always gotta make the laugh, huh?
Make my
She's
farts
like,
smell like roses, like legitimate.
ooh, okay, outcast.
So yeah, that's what I say. So your
Right?
main,
Exactly.
your antagonist is Andre 3000.
Oh god. No, what would my antagonist be? Whoever makes Imodium, probably. That would be my villain. I feel like Imodium is actually, if it didn't mean what it meant or what it's tied to, would be kind of a good villain name. Imodium.
Emotion. You sound like a deep voice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
so
Stop what needs
we're
to be
gonna
stopped.
check that out too.
I don't know.
Avenge. Mama Bear, you said Avengers. What? And get it right.
It's Marvel Avengers.
Marvel Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do Nerdgasms. I
The
watched a trailer on YouTube called Red Notice Trailer. Uh, it has Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and
Gal Gadot.
Gal. Thank you, Gal
Amazing.
Gadot.
I like her.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to call her Wonder Woman because anytime I say Wonder Woman, I think of Linda Carter.
Yeah.
Uh, yes. So already this cast is going to hit it out the park. I watched 2 minute and 30-second trailer. Not 2 hours and 30 minutes. And it definitely is going to be an entertaining movie. Ryan Reynolds right now, he's at the best at what he's doing right now. He don't make miss, and The Rock is always a fan favorite. And
That's my uncle.
Wouldn't that be nice?
He
and,
wouldn't it though?
and of course, I love Gal, and I, except for Wonder Woman 2, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's great.
I've been hating too much on this podcast, this episode, so I'm gonna leave that alone. And but I'm ready to see that. That's coming out soon. That is my nerdgasm.
Oh, I got one. Yes, I do actually.
Hey, go ahead.
I think my nerdgasm coming up is the live action Cowboy Bebop. I know.
I heard about this. I
With
heard about this.
John Choi as the, I think that's his name, John Choi. Cho?
Show, yeah.
Is it Cho? As the main character. I think that'll be kind of dope.
Oh,
And
okay.
there will be Ein, I think. I don't know if Ed will be in it though.
Now this is coming on what platform?
It will be on Netflix. I think it's coming out
Okay, so
at the end of this month or the end of next month. One of the
I
two.
was
I can't
happy when
remember.
I heard about that, and then I was like worried when I heard it was coming on Netflix.
Right.
God, I know what y'all do to anime.
Yeah.
Goodness,
Yeah, okay,
I've
hold on.
watched The Notebook. I've watched.
But did
full-
Netflix produce those, or are they just airing them?
Ooh, don't try
I
to
think-
give them a way out. Don't
So-
give them a way out.
Because I
I
feel
feel
like Netflix
like-
has been producing some really good stuff.
They have.
They have the money, so that's where
Yeah.
most of it falls
But-
short.
But I'm excited regardless. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna
regardless.
watch it. I'm gonna watch it anyway.
I think it's gonna be cool.
No matter
'Cause I
how
think-
terrible it could be.
Like, I think they're mixing all sorts of people of color into like the production,
Yes.
so it's not just gonna be Asian people. It's gonna be like an array of folks, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Heck
there's
yeah.
a corgi in it, so that's fine.
Cowboy
Yeah.
Bebop live
Yeah.
action. Look out, world. All right, Mama Bear.
Another
what about you?
live
What's your
action.
nerdgasm?
Well, mine is gonna be games since I'm the gamer.
Yay!
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm hella excited. I've been waiting on this. So my nerdgasm is Back for Blood.
Okay.
And
Pooh
it's
Shiesty?
by the same Pooh Shiesty? Yeah. It's by the same people who created Left 4 Dead.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
waiting for another Left 4 Dead game for the longest. It's like a zombie apocalypse type game, which you play with co-op friends and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Literally the same thing. It has the number 4 for Back 4 Blood, just like Left 4 Dead. The same thing. That's how you knew it was the same people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, man, God. I'm so slow. Okay, good job.
No, you're good. No,
Honest, we do this podcast at night, and I'm a first shifter. I'm sorry. Yes.
I know you have
Yes.
to go to bed soon.
Oh, no.
I mean,
After every pod, I can't go sleep. I
Oh,
can't.
goodness.
Yes.
this game is by Turtle Rock Studios. Like I said, the same people who did Left 4 Dead, and it's a tad bit different than Left 4 Dead was. But then again, Left 4 Dead ain't been out since 2011. So I've been waiting
Yeah.
literally 10 years for another Left 4 Dead. So I finally have my Left 4 Dead, and it comes out in 30 minutes.
What?
30 minutes from right
Oh.
now.
Oh, that
Oh.
good job. That's
Okay,
great.
okay,
sister.
hold on. So the Back for Blood comes out in 30 minutes, or is it, the
comes
Left
out
4
at
Dead?
30. It's Back for Blood. Back for Blood is by the same creators who did Left 4
I
Dead.
was confused. Okay.
So it
Okay.
comes out, it comes out midnight.
Okay.
I am
might
going
have
to watch
look that up.
people. Yeah, I'm okay. Okay.
It's some people like in Australia and UK, they already have it, so they're already playing it. So I'm not trying to spoil nothing for myself. It's not like it has a storyline or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But like
I got
freaking-
annihilated in Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it's same.
I played the
We,
Juggernaut one, and I
Is that
just
the one where
could
the
not stay
witches come
alive.
after you too? Is zombies
Yes.
and the witches?
Yes.
Yeah. Always.
I used to
I've
hate
never
the
beat
One
the
that I
game.
played. Now
I've never beat the game.
I used
Even
to
on
hate
easy
it.
mode.
Even I love it. I love
Oh wait,
it.
no,
I
that's a
can't
different
wait.
one. Sorry.
It's amazing, yeah. I promise. And I've played the beta, and the beta was
Oh,
good. It had a few the hit and miss, But I mean, it's a beta. Of course, they had bug fixes they got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes out for me in about 30 minutes. So I got it like on pre-download right now.
Oh
God.
yeah.
So she really is having an orgasm. Good.
Oh yeah,
All right. Good.
That's
That's a
cool.
good one. That was a good one.
yeah.
All right. Angie's gonna do our nerdism this week.
Am I? What am I
Tell
doing?
tell us about who are we celebrating? Uh, the nerds of
Beer.
the nerds.
Beer. This is what we are celebrating. I don't know. And zoo animals and donating to the Indianapolis Zoo is what we did last weekend. We went
Yay.
to the zoo and got drunk, and nobody fell into any pits and nobody fed any animals. But yeah, it was a good time. Got
Nice.
hammered, schmammered, white
Like
wasted,
drunk,
white girl wasted.
drunk. Nobody did a drunk race against the cheetah.
No, I think they took all the animals inside,
Oh.
Smart move.
like wherever
Smart
pens they
move.
have. Yeah, because I have a feeling that would have happened legitimately, either by myself or another person.
I'll be
Yeah.
worried about the angry drunks that want to fight a gorilla and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, that would be
Yeah,
definitely
Hey,
fighting with the
scary.
bro.
gorilla.
Hey, bro. Hold my beer. I got
Yeah.
this. I got him.
Oh God, I wish that would be funny to watch.
I'm like, all right, go ahead if you want to.
Yeah, you deserve the ass pummeling you're about to get.
Yeah, look.
Well, audience, I cannot tell you that I'm so glad to get episode 2 out the way because I've already got stuff for the next episode. But yes, you know, uh, hold up, I'm gonna edit that
You
because I
good?
forgot where I was going. I was trying to wrap this up. I got my
Hurry,
intro cue cards. I don't have
hurry,
my wrap up cue
hurry.
cards.
What the heck?
Anyway, yes, audience, we're gonna wrap this up. I cannot tell you how glad and happy I am to wrap up. Finally, get episode 2 done. I got plans for episode 3. Uh, uh, we obviously got plans in the future. More stuff for you, more topics for you. Any shout outs that anybody has?
Nope, I'm good.
Shout out
No.
to Angie's Uber drivers. They did a
Yeah,
good job.
there you go.
She loved,
Get my money.
yeah, yeah. She feels like she should be an investor
Yeah,
because
for sure.
Yeah, I feel that.
please pray for Mama Bear's computer still in a coma. We're gonna hope
Oh
that
yeah.
it pulls through.
I'm gonna
Uh,
make sure I nurture it every step of the way.
please give us your feedback because you're gonna see more of this stuff out in the public. Please give a positive and negative but not hurtful.
Right.
Goodness, you
Everyone's
know.
okay with some
Come on, give
criticism,
it. Don't make a nerd mad. Don't.
right?
Be nice to
I will
me.
find out your social security number, your mother's maiden name,
Yeah,
where you work.
this is
I
different
didn't.
times.
I done did it. I done
Mm-hmm.
did it. I ain't gonna take how I did, but I done
Yeah.
did it. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't had to spend no
Same.
money.
Oh, nice.
But anybody got any shout outs? I don't have really no shout outs.
Mm-mm.
Thank you, nerds, for listening. We will be back with the nerds of tomorrow. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that.